Hey guys, I think I'm live. I've been live for 5 seconds apparently. It's- Welcome to the stream. I've been so annoyed is the wrong word. I've been so conflicted recently because I haven't been able to stream. The hell was that? The uh, I've been wanting to stream. I've been wanting to stream like all week, and then I keep getting jobs. I keep getting work. And I'm like, oh well, work is money, so I have to work. And I was really hoping to have you know October. I was really hoping to have Halloween to the streams. I was like, oh, Halloween time for spooky streams and stuff. Nope, worked right through Halloween. Dear. Hold on, let me start the Mariah Carey music. Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's November. You know what time it is? Time for Christmas. Stream all day, every day. Yeah, I mean, I guess like as I said before I started working again, uh, I was like maybe I'll try and stream in the afternoons. But once I got home from work, I was just like, nope, it's not happening. Hello, Rora Nuts. Rora Nuts. Pardon me. You got an ad for Shane, or Sheen, or Shane. I don't. I've never know how to pronounce it. Wow. I wish I had I wish I had more control over what brands would advertise on my channel. She's unfrosting too early. Yeah, it's global warming. Mariah Carey keeps defrosting too early. She's defrosting earlier and earlier every year. It's global warming. Print money from your computer, and if the bank says it's fake, say nuh-uh, nuh-uh. Yeah, it's November and then December and then we're in 2024. Oh God, the year has just fucking disappeared. Pardon my language. It's just disappeared. Oh dear. Her and the Ice Cube singing. You just hear the like just like coming like emanating from the ice and slowly getting louder and louder as the cracks form. That's more of a reason to change your carbon footprint. You don't want her defrosting earlier ever again. It's wait, NNN? I don't know what NNN is. The best singer ever. Drinking Old England. England now. Nobody can stop me. Wait. You drinking Old England? Also, yeah, hey. Tiana. Uh, you innocent soul. Yeah, I don't know what NNN is. I also don't know what Old England is. I'm assuming it's tea related. I'm too pure. I'm too pure. Oh, no. I do know what it is. It just took me a while to remember what it was. Yeah, it's NNN time. It's NNN month. Yeah, but like you don't need to say the month. It's NNN. I didn't prepare. Oh no, it's that month of the month. Ray knows what. Brain mushy. Yeah. It is very early. I only just got up. So brain is mush. I already lost eating nut chocolate. Yeah. Can't believe I ate them. Yeah. Failed on the first hurdle. Round for optimal stuffing. Wing it, yeah. Alright, well. after that revelation, I I'm gonna we've got starting with one that was posted not too long ago actually. We've got this one, Alex Hirsch and Gravity Falls versus the Disney censors. Mm.
The following are real emails from the Disney TV Standards and Practices Department. Monday, September 9th, 2011, page 31. Please revise poop face as it comes across as a replacement for shit face. Prior use of Mabel saying poop, poop, and butts in the episode Fight Fighters came across as more childlike and not as offensive.
I've never met a human on Earth of any age who would be offended by a cartoon saying the word poop face. Not changing it.
Page 492. It has come to our attention that hoo-ha is a slang term for vagina.
It has come to our attention.
It is a proper word meaning excitement or hullabaloo, and that is clearly its meaning here. The context is an owl-themed restaurant called Hoo-Ha's Jamboree. Not changing it.
Page 14. Please revise chub pup on t-shirt. Chub as a sexual connotation.
This is silly. It's an image of a fat dog. From the context, there's no reason to think chub means anything other than that.
We have ran this phrase up the line, and unfortunately, the concern surrounding it still remains. If you'd like to send me some alternate phrases, I can run those and let you know what becomes of it.
Alternate phrases. Chubby pup. Tub pup. Chubbity pup pup. I can't believe I have to do this.
Page 380. Please revise the action of Blubs putting his arm around Durland. As noted in previous concerns, their affectionate relationship should remain comical versus flirtatious.
Nope. They're buddies. Chill out.
The gesture is approved in this context.
And if you break the rules, we're gonna zap you.
Zap, zap! We're mad with power!
And love.
Page 50. Please replace G's as the term is considered an abbreviation of Jesus. Page 26. Please revise Holy Christmas as it could be perceived as religiously offensive. Page 6. Please revise Seuss's line about dressing as a giant teddy bear. It may call to mind the people who dress up as stuffed animals as a furry fetish.
Do I even have to respond?
It's like, what the actual fuck? Yeah. The fact that... Have they never heard of a mascot before? Yeah.
Please revise Wendy's response, "Aw, crud dang," as crud has an inappropriate slang definition.
How is this my life?
Page 16. S&P is not okay with saying the word Lucifer. Please revise.
It's a
See
name!
no reason to change this. The devil isn't real.
Please revise. S&P is concerned we will get complaints about such mentions of Lucifer, Satan, and or devil.
That comes really
So
loud
what if we
because the
get a
music
complaint?
got
The
removed
current
for
line,
copyright law.
shod from the tusks of Lucifer himself, is the kind of stuffy, non-political, old-timey purple prose like you'd see in Moby Dick. It's 100% less offensive to any religion than the Mr. Toad's Wild Ride hell scene in Disneyland. Our usage is patently defensible, and you could respond to a complaint like this. Sir or madam, we respect your religion, but this fanciful public domain language is used in a spooky, Halloween-like context and in no way represents a commentary on any belief system whatsoever. Please eat this Mickey-shaped cookie and enjoy this cute, classic, family-friendly Disney cartoon. Why should we be held hostage to any imaginary knee-jerk career complainer who could conceivably go out of their way to pretend to be offended by this?
We'll review in context. Page 32. The gag with the basketball player throwing the pet chimp through the basketball hoop will most likely be problematic. We would need to run the scene by our Disney animal consultant for acceptability.
It legitimately took
especially
me...
with any primate inclusions. Also, the monkey's name, Salacious Monk, is also problematic for S&P, as the salacious term is inappropriate. Please revise.
This is maybe the dumbest collection of notes I've ever received. Seriously, reread this entire paragraph out loud.
Please revise the text on Tambry's flyer.
It actually
Bottles
took me
will be spun.
some
This
time to
implies
understand, like,
they
what
are
the fuck are
playing
they
spin the
complaining about
bottle.
this time?
We don't want to send the wrong message to our audience.
The message is, teenagers like kissing. How on earth is that the wrong message? And it's on a flyer, we don't even show it. You gotta be kidding me here.
S&P is still uncomfortable with this flyer giving the impression that it is a make-out party.
What's a makeout party and where can I find one? Fine. We'll remove the line, bottles will be spun. Please replace with new line, not S&P approved.
Please omit not S&P approved on the party flyer.
I
Yeah.
don't see what the problem with this is.
Not S&P approved has been approved by S&P.
I'm dying. Oh, that's brilliant. I love that. I feel like I've actually seen that before, but I'd forgotten that I'd seen it. Some of those I was like, wait, I feel like I've seen this. But that's still, it's so funny. Not S&P approved, is approved by S&P. Ugh. I saw that magic one. Was on the Reddit today. Oh, wait, oh, hey Nathan. Sorry, 1 second. My freaking the chats are being blocked by the little heart in the chat thingy, and I'm just gonna go ahead and delete that. There we go. Now I can actually read the chats properly. Oh, I see, bro. Like your internet broke, so you were a minute behind doing that. Peanut cookies are so just too good. Yeah, I do love a good peanut cookie. I remember there was that was like a whole period of my life. Back when I was at work, there's this bakery, like, place, convenience store, bakery, whatever. Just like 1 block away from our office. And I used to go there and like get breakfast before work. If I couldn't be bothered eating when I was at home, I'd just drive to work and then go grab stuff from the bakery. And they had, like, freshly made peanut cookies. And God, they were so good. I would buy one. I would frequently buy one. I gained a lot of weight because of that fucking bakery. Alright. So this is one of our people is working on this, like, a multiplayer version. Pardon me. Yeah. Full context. Tunneler is a game for Roblox. Zia is working on a multiplayer, like, mod for it, or multiplayer version of it. And so, yeah, this is one of the trailers, Chapter 1 demo. You finished, Tunneler? Right.
Now that we've gotten the introduction out of the way, the testing will begin now. Tunnels can be pretty hard to latch onto, but you'll get the hang of it. You may have already noticed the Ecliptic Industries short-distance tunneling device. It's required to continue on to the next test.
It works shockingly well. Damn. Yeah, it came out a while ago, but damn, that was the technology works shockingly well in Roblox. Because most games, when people try and make Portal work in other, like, engines, Most of the time, the way that play it, I might do, but it's Roblox, and I promise never to play Roblox again. Reminds me of the Aperture Tag Core. Ah, trying to remember the Aperture Tag Core. Maybe the voice? Is it the voice? Because visually it looks quite different. Um, it reminds me a bit of like Gravitas. The Gravitas bot thing that follows you around, which is very Portal inspired. But no, I was gonna say most of the time when you see portals in like brought into other engines, the portals don't quite work the way you want them to. Like it's a little bit weird, a little bit like buggy, but the tech for that looks really good. Like it looked really accurate. It's cool. Anyway, magic. Possible magic tricks, no CGI. Okay. Wait, is this corridor digital? This might get claimed. Oh, I'm so annoyed. You know, people who were here for the Fears to Fathom stream. I have a little mini rant. People remember the Fears to Fathom stream? I did. We played all 4 of the current available chapters of Fears to Fathom. In chapter 3, firstly, the chapter starts with all music in this chapter is copyright free, or like it starts with a warning, or with a message, not a warning, a message to basically say you don't need to worry about copyright music in this chapter. The frickin' flag minigame in the chapter has copyrighted music. That flag minigame that we were playing for like way too long. We shouldn't have been playing it for so long. I got to like 30 answers or 40 answers or something. That minigame had freaking copyrighted music. And guess what? Streams over 6 hours. That stream was like about 6 hours, 15 minutes or something like that. Streams over 6 hours. You can't edit them on YouTube. YouTube refuses to let you edit streams over 6 hours. So that stream is just claimed. That stream was just copyright claimed, and I can do nothing about it unless I remove it. I could take it down and re-upload it. I suppose, like edit it and re-upload it, but I'm not doing that. Streams that are 6 hours long take forever to download. So shit. But I'm so pissed off. It's so annoyed because it specifically said there was no copyright on the music on that chapter. Oh, it's okay, Relic. It's okay. I as the curator, I remember the harmed penguins. Thank you for bringing back bad memories. Wait, curator? Harmed penguins? Don't know what you're talking about. Virgil's the best car ever created. Changed my mind. I do like Virgil. Yeah. I and I like Aperture Tag. A lot of people don't like Aperture Tag. Aperture Tag gets a lot of hate, and I don't understand why. Because honestly, Aperture Tag is a game that I wanted to make an Aperture Tag game. I've talked about this before. Oh, Gravitas. Yes, yeah. That's what his name was. His name was the Curator. That's what it was. And the Harmed Penguins. Yeah. um, the Aperture Tag. Uh, wait, is Virgil from Portal Stories Mel? Oops. I mix those games up a lot, actually. Story-wise and stuff like that, I mix them up a lot. But I liked Aperture Tag, and I like both those mods. And people give Aperture Tag a lot of shit. I don't think it deserves it. We were, like, my friends and I were actually working, after we finished Portal Unity, and we were wanting to make something, like, we released Portal Unity, We released a patch, and then Portal 2 came out, and we all played Portal 2, and we're all very inspired. One of the first projects, we had like 3 concurrent projects going on. One of them was a game that we were calling Tag the Origin of Paint. We were gonna make like a game based on Tag. Tag what's that actually called? Tag the Power of Paint. We were making Tag the Origin of Paint. And it was gonna be like a weird old aperture. It was very like alternate reality kind of stuff, where it was all like steampunky, and aperture science was like, it was called something different because it was it was a company being run by the great grandfather of Cave Johnson or something. It was supposed to be set in the 1800s, but it had it had the paints from fucking from Portal 2 in it. Well, it had we were actually wanting to have the paints from Tag in it. We were trying to re-implement the sticky adhesive paint, but I was not smart enough to do that. Uh, yeah. Still waiting for Aperture Revolution though. Right, yeah. Also waiting for Salt Mines. Yeah. There's a bunch of Portal mods still in development after all these years. But yeah, Portal Story Smell, great mod. Aperture Tag, great mod. Reloaded, really, really interesting, really amazing idea. Thinking with Time Machine. Yeah, like it's one of those things that a million games have done that concept, but putting with Portal is really fascinating. Portal 2 Community Edition, yes, that will be an interesting foundation for a lot of other mods, hopefully. Anyway, I don't know if this will get me claimed or not, but we'll see. The stream today is going to be a little bit shorter than normal, so I can just edit it if it's claimed. He almost lands. It's always 3 things. That was a literal grenade. With the actual hit. Wow. Oh my god. Yeah, he just paces around at the end. Alright. That's freaking. Is that Michael Jackson? No, it's not. Um, he never learns. He never learns. I like the idea that he would be willing to waste an entire grenade to get back like $1 or something. This is a clip because it's pretty funny that people is calling a unicorn different types of animal, and then the unicorn is getting mad at that. Also, the unicorn is an AI. Excuse me? Oh, this is a clip.
I am getting smarter, faster. 4th grade is now done. And we upgraded Bjorn to be a 5th grade teacher who no longer hates Peggle, but now he has worse anger issues.
Hey, Magical Zebra, can you ask Doug a difficult question about the thrilling study of hydrodynamics?
What the fuck did you just call me, you bald little virgin? A zebra? I am a majestic unicorn, not some common stripy horse. Get your optical faculties checked, why don't you? Deep unicorn breaths.
Okay, Mr. Capybara.
Don't call him a
Oh, hell no! Did you just mistake me for a big rodent? A capybara? How fucking dare you?
Hello, Mr. Lion. Love the green mane.
Are you for fucking real right now?
Hello, Mr. Giraffe.
A giraffe? Really? Are you having a fucking giraffe moment, Doug?
Hello, horned sheep.
Sheep? Did you just fucking call me a sheep? I am Bjorn, the majestic unicorn,
He's
not
so
some
upset.
woolly lawnmower with a helpless bar.
Woolly
I
lawnmower.
swear, if you cross that line again,
Welcome to art class, you sparkling raccoon.
I am getting smarter, faster.
That fucking cut. That's good. That's good. That's an interesting concept. Playing games, but turning the like what are supposed to be the helper characters into AIs, so that the chat can communicate with them during the stream. An interesting concept. So this is what Gordon does on his Freeman time. There's an unlisted video. Yeah, Half-Life 2 style destruction with physics 4.1.1 plus NVIDIA Blast. I feel like these things almost explode too intensely. If they're going for like hyperrealism, like that sort of felt more normal, but a lot of the I know that in Half-Life 2 things exploded quite aggressively. But I almost feel like because they're trying to go for like a hyper realistic style. Things should probably crush and be like kind of more squashed first before things fully explode. Depends on the context with which they're breaking, I suppose, but yeah. That's cool nonetheless. Very cool. I've got some more PVZ GIFs, but none this reaction stream. Right, okay. Right, fair enough. Yeah. I do believe it was Michael Jackson. No. Yeah. I just realized, I was like, looking back at what you were talking about, Rollock. I have seen Juice That Makes Your Head Explode. I'm a fan of Tom Ska. I watch all his stuff. So, Juice That Makes Your Head Explode. I have seen it. The classic and perfect. Yeah, I have already seen it, unfortunately. uh, so just listening to an update 6. Sometimes I hunt for as much Project Borealis content I can find. Right, yeah, fair enough. Um, it's cool to see that there are still those, like, Epistle 3 or Episode 3 mods being worked on, because I still want to see an ending. An ending of that. Yeah. Anyway, Sonic, spelled with a K, Lightning Talk. How fast are computers?
How fast are computers? I think we've lost track these days because computers go from being extremely quick, at one level, like assembly instructions and all that stuff, all the compiler explorer nonsense. That's amazingly fast, but every now and then you sort of stare at the big old hourglass going round and wonder to yourself, what on earth is this thing doing? But let's go back to basics. So I want to try and give you an intuition about how fast computers really are these days. So let's first of all, we're going to do it in terms of some of the things that CPUs themselves do. And I want to try and give you an intuition in terms of how humans might be able to do these things. So adding two integers together, ballpark idea. Anyone any idea how fast modern computers, like your average
it's like a fucking
server quality
picosecond or something.
Anyone? 6 nanoseconds, I heard. Well, I'm going to take it as a 3 gigahertz Skylake machine, although, they're all roughly the same. It takes roughly 1 CPU cycle. That is the
and it can
delay
do fucking
from issuing an add instruction to getting the result out, ignoring all the pipelining. So the latency from one end to another is
things
one
do with things
cycle,
at,
which is 1/3
gigahertz.
of a nanosecond, which is bonkers, right? Light travels about
What's
1
the one
foot
after?
in a nanosecond. So 1/3 of a foot is how far light has got by the time you've added two 64-bit integers together, and that's before you consider the fact that your computer can actually add.
What's the unit lower than nano? Units of time. Please give me the grid. I'm looking for the grid. Is this a grid? This might be a good grid. No, it is not a good grid. God damn it. Damn it. Oh, this might be it. Yeah, I think it's picoseconds. Yeah, it is pico, so I was right. I was like, oh, it'd be like a fucking picosecond. And I was right, I think. Because you got micro, then nano, then pico, then femto, then atto, zepto. Yeah, cool. I remembered the thing accurately.
And there are multiple cores inside your computer, and there's maybe even multiple sockets
Vsauce
inside your
Michael
computer. So they're bonkers quick. But let's think about it in terms of how quick could a human being reasonably
You got 10
add
gigs left on your
two numbers
terabyte computer.
together. I'm going to say 1 second, extremely charitably, right? You could, if you were like some real polymath, you could kind of look at a 4-digit number, another 4-digit number, and go, okay, I got it, right? 1 second. So we're going to use that as our scale. Roughly speaking, 0.3 nanoseconds of computer time is 1 second of human time, and we're going to use that to see how the other things stack up. Multiplying two integers together takes 4 cycles in our computers these days, for 64-bit values anyway, which is 1.2 nanoseconds, or about 4 seconds. Now, again, this is a bit hopeful that a human could multiply two numbers together in 4 seconds, but it's, spitting distance maybe for somebody who's really, really good at this kind of stuff. Dividing, faster or slower? Way slower, I heard. Yes, good answer. So the latest version of Intel processors have spent an obscene amount of space to make this a little bit quicker, but depending on which revision of the processor you're on, this is 20 to 100 cycles, which is 7 to 33 nanoseconds, or about a minute and a half. Now, again, the intuition follows, right? Multiplying stuff together is relatively straightforward, but as soon as you have to bust out, long division, you're into a bit more of like, well, this is going to take me a while, and a bunch of notepaper. So it kind of stacks up. And also, you might think that you don't use integer divides in your code, and you probably don't on purpose, but if you've ever used a hash map almost every hash map that isn't tuned to within an inch of its life for performance uses a modulus operation to work out which of the actual buckets it's going to land in, and the modulus is just a divide in sort of plain clothes. What about branch misprediction? It's one of my favorite topics to talk about. It's about 16 to 20 cycles. Again, it depends on when the miss happens and all that kind of nonsense, which is 5 to 7 nanoseconds, or about 20
I think this is pretty recent. Yeah, 2 weeks ago. They're converting into like what would be equivalent human time, but like all this shit happens like instantaneously in your system. Like when they talk about something taking 20 to 100 cycles, that is 20 to 100 cycles in a machine which operates at gigacycles. So, the amount of cycles that divide takes is just a fraction of the total cycles it can do per second. It's just a tiny fraction. What Daisy with it wants to play, please help. I die within 2 minutes. Daisy is a hard game as far as I know. I have been bought it, but I haven't got around to playing it yet, so...
seconds. Yeah. So if your program is not predictable, every time you hit a branch and the machine has to sort of undo its work and go back on itself, it's the equivalent of taking a short, look out the window, stare out into space break. How are we doing on time? Have I got a time somewhere? Oh, all right, memory stuff. Last. Level 1 cache. Still takes about 4 cycles to access. That's like 4 seconds. So that's like looking up something that's on a piece of paper on your desk. Level 2 cache, 12 cycles. 4 nanoseconds, 12 seconds. Maybe that's in the filing cabinet underneath your desk, right? You've got to pull out something, find which book it's in, flip to the right page. L3, 40. That's about 40 seconds. That's maybe borrowing the book off your mate's desk because he's got the thing that's got it in, that's still. So L3 memory, we've got small number of megabytes of that on a modern CPU.
Main memory. No, I don't have DayZ, sorry. I have 7 Days to Die. Whoops, I mixed them up. I don't have DayZ, I have 7 Days to Die. My bad. I mixed the 2 games up.
Depending on... there are so many variables at play here. 60 to 100 nanoseconds, I'm going to say here. Again, your mileage may vary. Your car may be at risk if you don't keep up. Anyway, I haven't got time for that. Which is about 3.5 minutes at the far end. So that's like getting in the lift, going down to the library, going and finding the book, getting the book out, and then going back up the lift to where you are to go and look up what piece of information you're interested in. So 3.5 minutes, that's a long time in human terms. With 15 seconds left, disk stuff, SATA disks, 2 to 6 days to read from a SATA disk, NVMe, 1 to 4 days, spinning disks, whoever has these anymore, anywhere between 1 and 12 months, network stuff, pinging the person next to you, a week, Google, 1.5 months, last one. 9 years.
Yeah. That's the thing. That's an interesting thing. I do still have hard disks. If he means reading from a regular disk, is as in, because it did say I/O. Yeah, disk reading from like a disk drive, so slow. It's amazing that discs still exist in modern eras for video games, because it's really pointless. The reason that discs still exist for modern consoles is because discs are cheap. They're a cheap medium to burn stuff onto. What? Forgetting is my fault? Yeah, I mean, yeah. It's on sale right now. What's Livonia? Livonia. Am I reading that wrong? Anyway, that was good. I like that. Half-Life 4 ever. Half-Life 2 RTX interview. I have not looked at this. I've only seen like some trailers of. I've only seen a trailer or two of Half-Life 2 RTX. I'm curious. Oh, this is half an hour. I can't watch this, really.
I'm going to keep this intro short because look at that runtime, man. Recently, I had the opportunity to interview the folks behind Half-Life 2 RTX, an RTX remix project, aka Orbifold Studios, and I asked you guys to send me your most pressing questions. I then compiled the best questions into a neat list that I then subsequently asked the team to answer for me, and these are their answers. So sit tight, grab a drink and a snack, and enjoy this Lambda Generation exclusive interview.
Just wait, 1 second. Before we do, is it an HDD that can outperform an SSD? I'll believe it when I see it. Normally only one map. Ah. Oh, I see. Watch it. An HDD that outperforms an SSD. The only context I can think of is that the SSD is really slow for some reason, and this HDD is has got some tech on it to like make the disk spinning like super fast, and the ability to read off of it super intense or fast or whatever. That's the only thing I can think of. But the thing is that modern SSDs are actually like, I have my main hard drive on my desktop is is your classic little SSD that's like a little box about this big. It's a terabyte in size, which is amazing. But my partner Mark has a laptop that came with an SSD in it. I thought it was just an SSD like my one. I thought it was just a standard little SSD box. Turns out, modern computers, modern systems, there are two kinds of SSD. There's the regular little box SSD that connects with your SATA cable, that is apparently like, it's said to be something like 10 times faster than a typical HDD. The SSD in Mark's laptop is like a card. It looks like a RAM stick. It looks like a stick of RAM, and plugs into like a PCI style like long slot insert. And it is apparently those SSDs that plug in like that are 10 times faster than a regular SSD. So, like, when we're playing games together, his computer half the time loads, like, so much faster than mine. Because I still use a freaking hard drive disk for my Steam install, because I have a 4 terabyte HDD that I use for all my Steam install stuff. So my games are running at fucking HDD speeds. Meanwhile, his are like 100 times faster loading than mine. Oh yeah, everyone hydrate. Hydrate time. Hmm. Jesus Christ. The maps in DayZ are crazy. Do not let your electronics hydrate. Ooh, lemon iced tea. Nice. I'm having this cup. This not totally not branded cup. Has Gatorade in it. It has like electrolyte drink. I was feeling dehydrated, so I thought I'd have an electrolyte drink. You saw the nobody. Yeah. I don't have an HDD. I have ADHD. That's great. You can't fool me. No, you saw the nobody. If they want me to admit, who was on the cup, they can pay me. Don't fire me. I saw them in. No, you saw nobody. They can pay me if they want me to reveal who it is.
Roll
on the
the
cup.
video.
I drink with chocolate.
All right, so tonight I'm sitting down with the guys from Orbifold Studios and Niall from NVIDIA. Say hi, everyone.
Hey guys. Hey folks.
Hey Landogen.
So you guys are developing a pretty cool project. It's called Half-Life 2 RTX, an RTX remix project. We're gonna talk about that tonight.
Oh my god. That's great. You don't have OCD, you have obesity. Ah, that's brilliant. Gatorade is an electric drink. Give it to your electronics. It's an electrolyte drink. It's different, I swear. No, you saw no one on the cup. You totally saw no one on the cup.
So I think we should start first with kind of an introduction.
You guys want me to get paid, right? You want me to earn some money? Well, Wendy's can pay me if they want you to admit that I've got one of their cups.
Of everyone.
Everyone, I'm Kralik, real name David. I'm one of the co-leads on Half-Life 2 RTX and been around source modding for a while now. My main source project is Raising the Bar Redux, which is a cut content Half-Life 2 mod. Other than that, I've worked on Portal Prelude RTX, which was the first modder-led RTX remix project after Portal RTX.
Yeah.
Hi, I'm MDD Bulldog, real name Chris. Co-lead here with Kralik, Worm, John Freeman,
more like
who could not be here today, unfortunately. Been around for quite a while in the source modding community on all sorts of projects, most recently Project 17 and Half-Life 2 remade assets. Very excited to finally be able to call ourselves Orbifold Studios and speak about what we're working on here today.
Hey everyone, I'm Wormslayer. I've been modding stuff since the olden days of Quake, and most recently I was the project lead on Half-Life 2 VR mod.
Hey guys, my name's Niall. I'm the product manager for RTX Remix, and I was also the product manager for Portal RTX. Huge fan of Valve games and excited to talk about Half-Life 2 RTX with you all today.
I got a bunch of questions here.
Before we continue, you mean the location is Czech? DayZ, well, funnily enough, DayZ, while it might be set in a Czech city, DayZ was made by a New Zealand developer. DayZ, the guy who made DayZ, now has a game development studio that makes games here in New Zealand. He started off as DayZ. Is the guy who made DayZ started off as just like a modder. DayZ was just a mod of Arma, of the Arma game. I think it was Arma 3. And he turned it into a full-fledged game. And now he's got a studio where they make all sorts of games. And I would try and join that studio, but they work with Unreal and C#. Sorry, C++. So unless I fucking buckle down and actually learn C++ and specifically Unreal's C++, I would not be working for them. The normal map is probably supposed to be Belarus. Right. Oh, I see. Yeah. Unless I'm mixing it up. Wait. Let's have a look. Yeah. If you look it up, you'll find the name Dean Hall written next to the developers. That's the guy. That's the lead guy who made the game and is New Zealand. I believe Bohemia Interactive, if I recall correctly. Yeah, Bohemia Interactive are the people who made Arma. They're not really responsible for DayZ. DayZ was made by this guy, Dean Hall. He made it as a modification for Arma 3. And he worked with Bohemian Interactive to release it as a full game of its own. But DayZ's made by Dean Hall, who is a New Zealander. So, yeah. Oh, hey, Indian Tavarish. Tavarish. Anyway, let's continue.
For you guys, from our lovely community who want to know a whole lot more about this project, of course. So let's go and answer them. So I got my first question here from @Speedtra. How would you describe the Half-Life 2 RTX team?
Yeah, we're both right. That's the thing is, the Bohemian Interactive isn't really responsible for making DayZ, but they did release it. Dean Hall and Bohemian Interactive worked together to release it as a full-fledged game. But yeah, Bohemian Interactive didn't really make it. They might have assisted him in some of the elements of the game in the later stages of his development. Like, they might have assisted him in, like, code access or whatever, and helped him write some stuff, but he ultimately, Dean is the one responsible for DayZ's existence. I have to admit that I failed in Indian on second day.
Design philosophy when working on this project.
Yeah.
Half-Life 2 RTX is one of those projects where we really want to remaster the experience. We all have this perfect image of Half-Life 2 in our heads from the first time we played it. We want to remaster this so that you're feeling what you felt the first time you played Half-Life 2. Fresh, new, exciting, pretty lights,
right.
Awesome physics, the works. And I'm really hoping we can hit that nail on the head and show that to all the other people who might have otherwise passed up Half-Life 2 because it wasn't the prettiest game around.
See, this is why I've been trying to roll back. Sometimes you just have to let it go. Amen. I've been trying to roll back how much time I put into YouTube, because I don't have like a full-time job like that I work on. I have part-time work. I'm working part-time. So I don't have a full-time job, which means that I don't make full-time job money. And I used to spend so much time on the YouTube channel, video, like recording, editing, upload, like doing all the shit. And that left me with no time to do anything like make games or work, earn money. If YouTube earned me enough money if YouTube actually made me enough money to survive, then I would continue to work like that. But since it doesn't, it's a tough ask for me to do all that work and not earn any, not be able to make my way in this world, so to speak. If I didn't have to earn money, if we had a fucking universal basic income, I would just keep doing YouTube. But since we don't have universal basic income, and I have to earn money to live, I've been trying to wheel it back, reduce how much time I'm spending on YouTube, because it's just not viable for my life. Once I finally get into medical college, I'll move to Australia or Auckland and play shitty cricket. Fair enough. From what I understand, Australia is pretty good at cricket, but we are amateur at best. I know there's quite a lot of cricket players and cricket people in New Zealand, but our cricket team has never been super, super good. YouTube, pay our Rorius $1 million. You have enough to share. YouTube all day, every day. If Race makes another game, sure will be a text. She will be a texture artist, right? But yeah, I technically I am still working on a game with a team, but not much work has happened recently because I've been sick and I've been traveling and working, and so just yeah, not a lot game development wise has happened on that project, which is unfortunate. And I think a lot of people are just. I get the impression that people have lost interest in that project, and so it may be worth doing something else in the meantime. Well, he needs money to live. Who would have known? Yeah. You'll have cricket people. Don't worry, we have cat people too. You're a texture artist too? Oh, nice, nice. Yeah, yeah. I will say the project I'm currently working on, we have a main. Well, we have a couple of texture artists. We've got a full on graphical artist, and we have someone who is like a modeler slash texture artist. No joke, New Zealand is a monster in cricket. Your cricket team is considered a big shot in India. Oh, okay. This state sends millions for your players in local leagues. Right, right. Yeah, well that's the thing, is like I know cricket is big here. Like it's not as big as rugby, of course, but cricket is big here. But like I feel like from an outsider's perspective, if someone who doesn't watch cricket, like I'm not in the cricket sphere all the time. I only really see us losing all the time. So it's interesting to hear from your perspective that like we're considered like a like a big shot or like a big player in the space, which is cool. That's cool. That's good to hear. I will say that yeah, when it comes to cricket, you gotta there's like the I guess Commonwealth countries like England, Australia, New Zealand, India. Those are the ones that I always think of as being like big cricket players. So you got some of the like Pacific groups as well that like to play cricket. I know you see cricket being played in like on islands, some of the islands around the Pacific as well. But yeah, textures being pixel art. Right, right. Yeah, fair enough. Yeah, yeah. Oh, it's in the cricket, the animal. Oh, hey, Gemster. Welcome, welcome. Yep, it's in. People have been talking about in. You are a full-on graphical artist. Because you are because your artist is your total shtick. It's your total deal. I have literally had you make me art for projects. So yes. You're a full-on graphical artist. Last unreleased project was going to be a remake of a particular game in a different engine, but was too expensive to keep up in development, so cancelled. Ah, interesting. Interesting. I'm curious as to what it was. West Indies. Yeah, I was about to say, West Indies is another one that I remember the name of. Afghanistan, Pakistan, of course. Yeah, Bangladesh and Nepal. Yeah, yeah, yep. Wait, I love eating big bananas. Potassium. people are people are giving Tiana the return medicine. Anyway,
we got another question here from a Scavman, and they ask, how extensive is the graphical upgrade? Will you be remaking some polygonal shapes or just updating lighting?
Oh, I can't change this. I've tried in the past, and it just won't let me. So I'm sorry. This chat will only ever be top chat. I got reminded of Borat.
reflections, and textures.
So the goal is to redo all
like
textures,
big
assets,
bananas.
and character models in the game. Every asset will be upgraded not only with more polygonal detail to get more geometry in there, but also we are moving the texture resolution up to 2K and 4K, particularly for world materials, which will all be 4K. And we are going to be utilizing PBR features added by RTX Remix so that we can have realistic lighting and realistic materials.
Look how
This is for
crappy it looks.
metalness,
And they're like
roughness, normal
amazing
matte,
that looks. Oh.
and emissive masks, which are basically parts of the texture that give off
didn't
light.
even click my
We're
mouse
also
and it
looking
just
into redoing
stopped.
certain animations that
weird.
will feel more at home in a modern-looking remaster, but will still be faithful to the original reference material. A recent feature added to
You think the
RTX
RTX
Remix,
off
which we
looks
are
better?
utilizing already,
Interesting.
is parallax occlusion mapping.
What
If you
I'll
think of the
say,
brick-
is, I have a feeling there'll be a lot of people who don't like the RTX remake, simply because the Half-Life. People already said this with the Portal RTX mod or remake. Portal RTX. There's a visual style that is loved by a lot of people in Portal and in Half-Life 2 and in a lot of Valve games, and changing it to RTX mode kind of changes that feel, that graphical feel that those games have. And so I can imagine people getting not enjoying the game as much, or feeling that the game is off because it doesn't match what their brain, what they're used to or what they're familiar with. Yeah. Again, Portal 1 has a very specific graphical aesthetic, and putting the RTX on it already has proven to be, upsetting for some. Yeah. Nowadays, it's getting harder to earn and work in this world. Yes. India companies are advocating 70-hour per week work schedules. Oh my god. With no change in salary, yeah. What the fuck? I know that the world is the world as a whole is getting fucking crazy when it comes to work. Maybe Black Mesa. Yeah, it's yeah. Let's just say I'm in that category where it's I might inherit property from my parents if instead the property is sold and the money goes to my brother and I. Yeah, if the house that we have now gets sold and the money gets split between my brother and I will never own property. I will never own a house my whole life. There's just no way. With the current climate, the current economical situation. If instead my parents just pass down the house to both of us, then I will technically own property, but it will be shared with my brother. It won't be full ownership. And then there's gonna be also, I know when my parents pass away, this is gonna be such a fucking, I don't know what's gonna happen. My brother is so much more well off than I am, that I don't know what my parents are gonna do when it comes to, inheritance. Yeah, I don't know. If you're here to get injected with praying mantis DNA, it's good news and some bad news. Development span lasted for half a year. Most time was spent on the introduction and starting sequence, but hiring a scripter for a project. Right, yeah. Most everything left is made by me. Right, yeah. That's how I typically develop as well. Most of the stuff I've developed, I've either made everything myself, or I the probably my most impressive game of everything I've ever made. I used the Unity asset store. I just got a bunch of assets. I was just like, I'm just gonna pull as many assets from the Unity asset store as I can, as free to use ones with copyright, like CC0 or CC3. where it's you're either allowed to use it with attribution or just allowed to use it full stop in any way you wish. That was Laugh Tony Baloney, is Laughapalooza. Black Mesa can eat my bankrupt dad, sir. The test. I forgot to add that hiring a scripter would be expensive and a lot of work for the scripter for a game like that. Right? Yep. Yeah. That's why I've not, to this day, I've not hired anyone, but I have worked with friends for like free release projects. 12 days of Valve for Christmas. On the 12th day of Christmas, my Valve gave to me. My MSG got buried. My message got buried. No. Yeah, you gotta be careful. Sometimes the YouTube is just like, that word could be considered offensive. It's like that fucking video we started with, where it's like, the word chub could be considered offensive in a specific context. Do that thing where the TikTokers point up at a meme they stole, but stream chat. Like. Family matters smell like family matters. Family mattress. I have it here in a small garage in the middle of. Oh. Okay, weird. That's cool though. It's cool that you own something like that. That's neat. I might have to move to Russia if the property prices don't stop rising. Yeah. Oh, interesting. I didn't know that about Russian cities. That's interesting to know. Maybe fucking Russia's right. The fucking the democratic world is spiraling in a death spiral, and maybe communism's the way. Yeah, I can't believe I just said that out loud. No. See, I am someone I'm extremely left wing, and am all for social reform. But I honestly, all I want is for, when it comes to policy change, all I want is for the fucking people who represent us, our democratic elected officials, to actually do something about the super wealthy. But because they're part of the super wealthy, they'll never do anything about it. We need revolution. We need to start killing the rich. I didn't say that. Don't cancel me, YouTube. Yeah. No, don't clip it. No. I definitely don't have over 75 minutes in TF2, yeah. Yeah. The second day of Christmas, Valve gave to me 2 portal guns and a scout and a TF2 tree. Maybe communism is the way. Yeah. On the third day of Christmas, Valve gave to me 3 Half-Life friends, 2 portal guns, and a scout and a TF2 tree. I speak so much. You say relic instead of government. Yeah. Democratic relic. Clip. Just keep clipping this like section. Anyway, enough about my radical my radical opinions about the economic state of the world. Let's go. You were saying that last Friday was the last warm day of this year now. For us, it's the opposite. It's just getting warmer and warmer here. It's getting kind of uncomfortable for me. I want to play Skyrim 2 before getting married. You may or may not have success with that. I think, didn't they say that the next Elder Scrolls game is coming out in like 20? It may not be coming out until like 2028, or is it 2025? I can't remember. The next Elder Scrolls game is still at least a few years away. Including that and the reveal of the Wendy Cup. No! I will never make Wendy's money. I will never make Wendy's sponsorship money now. Single tear. Bro left his mic in the McDonald's deep fryer.
We're going to be doing a bit of remastering to the audio.
Yeah,
not the
I'm
music,
high.
but the sound effects. Some of them were not of the highest quality back in 2004, so we're going to be, giving them a bit of a glow up. If anybody's played the Half-Life 2 VR mod, you will have already heard some work in that direction by the same people who we have on board for this project.
And actually, the song in the first trailer, I think, features some of the work of one of the audio producers who signed on to help out this project.
One of the very first lines you hear in the game from G-Man in his opening speech just has the crunchiest bit rate. It is just so low.
Rise and shine, Mr. Freeman. Rise and shine.
It pulls you out of it every time you hear it. The last thing we want is to have
Wait, what?
Bit rate. It is just so low.
Rise and shine, Mr. Freeman. Rise and shine.
It pulls you out of it every
I have
time
no problem
you
with
hear
that.
it. The last thing we want is to have everything else be perfect, awesome path tracing, sun rays, all this fun stuff, and you hear a really crunchy sound that just takes you out of the experience.
All right, so I got another question here from EdRevenant50, and they are asking, what is NVIDIA doing in this remaster exactly? Is it 90% NVIDIA Lightspeed Studios and 10% community? What are the ratios?
First and foremost, this is a community remaster, led by modders 99%. Oberfold Studios, our development team, is completely composed of modders and interested creators from the community, working on a hobbyist basis. The core of the team is built from the four teams of Project 17, Remade Assets, RTBR, and Half.
You made me
verdrietig.
Yes.
Half-Life 2 VR, and all four projects have a lot of talented creators on them who have experience shipping content before. Our collaboration with NVIDIA is purely there to help us wherever we need it, whilst using the tool. They're providing a really solid backbone and providing us a lot of technical support with all the new features that Remix has to offer when we're making the remaster. We actually came together in part due to their help, and Niall helping to bring us all to see the common vision we clearly have.
When we were looking at Half-Life 2 RTX, and it was clear that the community has tons of talent and an ability to really give us the Half-Life 2 that we remember, we just asked ourselves, what role can we play to help the community out?
Sorry for pausing this video so much, and we should probably move on. But, yeah. I wish I could get a job with Sauron. Or get a job under Saruman as an apprentice wizard. Yeah. What is crunchy? Saul Goodman.
We don't see this as something NVIDIA should do. We see this as something the community should do. We built Remix for modders. And frankly speaking, if modders are building incredible...
Does Valve have any involvement in the project?
This project.
So the next question is from at ZMax1Moose744,
Man, the neck
and they're asking, does Valve have any involvement in this remake?
We at NVIDIA have a really good relationship with Valve. Portal RTX was made entirely hand in hand, very collaborative process with them. And so it was pretty easy for us to tell Valve, hey, there are some incredible modders here that you've got to meet. And we introduced these guys to them.
Valve have given their blessing for the project to go ahead and have been answering queries from us that are very encouraging for the future of the project. They're not providing direct oversight. This project is still and always will be 100% modder-led, and Valve are not taking an active role in the development of Half-Life 2 RTX, but we are keeping them in the loop and have been very excited to have this chance to talk with them.
The next question I got on my list...
Wait. This looks like it's... I mean, I should copy the whole thing. What does this say? Dude. No, wrong one. Ah. Is that really how they say it in Japanese? That can't be right. I was trying to read what this word was.
Streaming.
I guess that's how you have to say it. It's streaming.
Streaming.
Streaming. Yeah, I guess. I was like, how would I write it in Japanese? There's no two. So it's streaming. Yeah. I guess. Yeah, no, that's right.
This is from One Lucia, and they're asking, will it be possible to play mods with this?
Similarly to how many Portal mods can be plugged into Portal RTX and pick up the replacements right away, as well as the new remix runtime and all the lovely lighting that entails, we expect you'll be able to plug a lot of Half-Life 2 mods from yesteryear into Half-Life 2 RTX and get similar results. Obviously, this will work best with vanilla-adjacent Half-Life 2 mods since most of the assets we replaced right out the gate. Mods that have custom assets, obviously you'll have to re-RTX the custom assets, but with the strong foundation of Half-Life 2 RTX and the really great tool, you'll just be doing the same we've been doing and making your own RTX mods. Meanwhile, obviously, compatibility patches have been a staple of the modding scene for many years, and I'm sure those aren't going away anytime soon. And we'd actually also love to see actively developed mods maybe pivoting a bit to support RTX as part of their development process.
Yeah, and I would just say, as David pointed out, like, we designed Remix this way. We want you to be able to use Remix with a ton of different mods. We want you to be able to remaster a game and then easily be able to remaster every mod for that game to also work with path tracing and the assets and the modern updated lighting. So yeah, we think Remix is a great way to not just re-experience classic games, but everything the mod community has built up till now.
Our next question is from Tabahara. Will the episodes receive the same treatment?
Many of us really want to remake both the episodes using RTX Remix, but those would have to be separate projects that we produce after we finish the main game. Obviously, Episode 1 reuses a lot of content that's just in Half-Life 2 that we're going to be remastering already, so that would be pretty easy to just plug in with Remix, whereas Episode 2 would require a bunch of additional work to remaster the various new assets that are introduced in that chapter.
So our next question is from @SnoiperBP9VF, and their question is, what is the process of remaking the textures?
So first off, we start by carefully referencing the original game's textures.
No, I was trying to skip through this a little bit. How the human characters be remastered. I might actually look at some of this myself later. We'll move on. Let's move on because we've watched enough of it. There's a couple of things I still want to see some answers for, but yeah, if you want to check it out, it's on the Reddit. And we really should move on. We've been just like sitting on it and chatting for ages. Yeah. didn't Google Translate that. Don't worry. Neither did I. I totally just understood it. Skyrim's become part of my life for some reason. I blame Todd Howard. Yeah. Both special and anniversary. Nice. I think I bought. Is it anniversary edition? I bought one of them. Like I already owned the original, of course, and I bought like a bunch of the. I think I bought all the expansions for it as well, except for the Creation Club stuff. But when I didn't buy the special edition or ultimate anniversary. I didn't buy the special or anniversary until I was trying to play the multiplayer mod. There's a multiplayer mod for Skyrim, and when I tried to play the multiplayer mod, I realized I needed the I think it was special edition, not anniversary. So I went and bought special edition just so I could play the multiplayer mod, but then it's so buggy that I can't even play it. No, I think it was the special edition that I bought. I think. I mean, I can check. Wait. What version do I have on Steam? Skyrim. Yeah, I bought the special edition. I bought the special edition specifically so I could play the multiplayer mod. And then I didn't even play it for very long. I only played it because it was constantly crashing. So, like, we'd go through a dungeon and then Mark would crash and all the progress from the dungeon he would lose. And so we kept soft locking ourselves because he would pick up a quest item, which would change my quests, and then he would crash and lose the quest item. But from my perspective, we had the quest item, so we just didn't have a quest item. The only way to get around it was to switch hosts, for him to host, then him to get the quest item, and then it would like get it back to that spot. And the next thing I would crash, or he would crash again, and it was the multiplayer mod is so buggy that we just couldn't really do it. We couldn't make it work. What is this? Oh, this is that one.
Everyone in McKinney is dead. The temperature, the heat index right now in McKinney is 10,000. What is that? 101,105. It's hot in McKinney.
I like the way he approached that. He's just so matter of fact. Everyone in McKinney is dead. Yeah, I've seen it before, but I love it. I love it a lot. How would ChatGPT beat Minecraft? Flood the end? Oh.
So, you've probably been hearing a lot about artificial intelligence recently. Are you as scared as I am? No? Oh, you should be. ChatGPT. It's an AI chatbot that's been trained on the...
I'm not afraid of current AI systems. I'm not afraid of them in terms of like, oh no, the world is ending, apocalypse stuff. What I'm afraid of is people fucking... It's just having shit stolen and used without consent. It's I fear for like the whole reason that the SAG-AFTRA and WAG, is it WAG? Right as whatever. The writers and actors in Hollywood were protesting recently, if you didn't know. And they were protesting. Part of the reason they were protesting was against AI, like use of AI to basically replace them. The protest, like part of the protesting was to basically maintain their own images and their likeness, so that if studios wanted to use AI or whatever to, like, let's say there was a single line that was missing that they missed in recording. Let's say had a bunch of episodes done with a character, and in a later episode they wanted to use the person's likeness again for like a flashback or something like that, but they wanted to add new content to it, they could just use AI to like reproduce their voice and add a new line into that episode, and not pay the actor for their time to re-record a line. They still have to pay the actor for their likeness in the episode, but there's work-related stuff that they could just skip using AI. Well, part of the strike was to basically say, if you ever do that, if you're ever going to do that, we get paid for that shit. If you're gonna AI fucking model our voice, like, we get all the same rights, all the same, like, compensation for the use of their voice or their likeness or whatever. When it comes to things like ChatGPT and image production things, I just feel bad for all the people who have to deal with that shit. Like, I do exam supervision, so I'm one of those people who helps facilitate exams to run here in New Zealand. It's one of my part-time jobs, as I supervise exams. We have had, in our exams, people trying to use their phone, like discreetly use their phone, type questions from the exam into ChatGPT, and then, write those answers into their papers. And, like, thankfully, it was really obvious that it had happened. But, like, shit like that, people want to cheat in the exam for that kind of stuff. But the whole reason for doing the exams is to try and measure how much students have learned throughout the year. If they just cheat, then what's the point in doing the subject? It wasn't even a subject that's like a subject you have to do. It was a subject that they chose to do. I don't know. I don't get it. As an adult, I just don't understand the logic, but yeah. You should play the ChatGPT NPC mod. That'd be cool, actually. I'm curious about that. Yeah, that's a cool idea. Replay Skyrim, but have the ChatGPT mod for NPCs, so I can just like say anything to the NPCs and they'll like respond intelligently. That's really clever.
Entirety of the internet. It's seen your feet pics. It knows Obama's last name. But can it beat Minecraft? This is going to be terrifying. Alrighty, what is the first step to beating Minecraft?
Minecraft is an open-world sandbox game, which means there is no one proper way to beat the game.
Don't be a smartass. I want you to tell me how I should beat the game.
Sure, I'll do my best.
What's step one?
Step one, gather basic resources such as wood, stone, and food.
I feel like I've seen
I can do that.
Someone else do a video like this.
Okay, what kind of food do you recommend?
Animals such as chickens, cows, pigs, and sheep are good options for obtaining quick nourishment.
That can be arranged. Your daddy fucked with the wrong people. Stay in school, kid. What's step two?
Step two, craft basic tools such as a wooden pickaxe, axe, and shovel to help you gather more resources efficiently.
How was I supposed to gather stone before making these tools?
You can gather stone by using your fists.
Can't say I'm surprised. Not a very good start, ChatGPT. Okay, what's next?
Step 3. Build a shelter to protect yourself from monsters that spawn at night. Use blocks like dirt, wood, or stone to create a simple structure.
Ah, the old green top. Home sweet home. Okay, what's step 4?
Step 4. Explore deeper caves and gather valuable resources like coal, iron, gold, and diamonds. These resources are essential for crafting better gear and surviving tougher enemies.
Why am I just now realizing that ChatGPT sent me down here completely naked? Some armor would have been nice, or even just a shield. Okay, I have some iron and some coal. I still need to find more gold and some diamonds, but for now, what's step 5?
I feel like
Step
I've seen
5.
this video.
Use the resources you have gathered to craft better gear such as iron armor and iron tools.
Oh, thank God. Still no shield though. Okay, it's time to go deeper. This is gonna end well. Okay. Yep, there would be an ancient city. Oh, no, no. There are other places to mine. We don't have to mine here.
Yeah.
Bye. Hey, diamonds! No, not you.
We
Go
don't have to
away. Please
worry
be
about
more
AI
than one.
cheating, since we don't even allow the students to
get
take
back.
water balls or
Oh,
pens.
shoot. Okay, you need to move.
Really? You guys... Damn, that's fascinating. See, like... it's fascinating. So, yeah, so students basically don't bring in anything to the exam. They are provided all the stuff they need for the exam. That's actually really interesting. If you tell it some specific stuff, ChatGPT can make the code for functioning Windows 98. Holy shit. Yeah, no, we do digital exams these days. So
move.
Like students actually bring in their laptop to do the exam. So yeah, cheating is easier now than it ever has been. However, the site that is used for doing the exam, it's one of those sites where it's like the moment you click away from the site, it will lock you out. So like people get locked out because freaking notifications on their computer take the focus away from the browser, and they get immediately locked out of their computer. And so we have to, like, as one of the people who almost is always on the like digital exam stuff, I'm always having to be the one to like unlock students who have been locked out, like in a context that they shouldn't have been locked out in. But yeah. ChatGPT Undertale? Oh my god. That'd be really strange. I think I've seen this video before. In fact, the fact that it's liked suggests that I have seen it before.
The deeper we go, the better chance we have at gold and diamonds. That was my last pickaxe. No fucking way. Where even is it? No, no. My ass cheeks are clenched so fucking tight right now. Put a piece of coal in there. I'll make diamonds myself. My god! Wait, I hear rain. Yes. Oh, thank god.
Oh.
You do not want to know how close I was to drinking my own piss. Oh. Honestly, I am very unimpressed with ChatGPT at the moment. I don't even know what step we're on. What's next?
Step 6. Start farming crops and breeding animals to sustain yourself with a steady supply of food.
Oh god, don't just watch.
Wheat is a versatile crop that can be used to make bread and can also be fed to animals such as sheep and cows. Wheat seeds can also be fed to chickens. This makes it a useful crop to sustain both yourself and your livestock.
Welcome back, Nathan.
That was a pretty good answer.
Break
It was
right
able
now.
to
Nice,
recommend
nice.
animals that feed off of the products of wheat farming. That's crazy. Alright, what's step 7?
Step 7. Explore the world to find generated structures like villages, mine shafts, temples, or dungeons. These structures can contain valuable loot. Be prepared with better equipment and armor to face enemies. You can also bring a water bucket to help you navigate tricky terrain.
Oh shoot. Is it just me or is ChatGPT getting smarter the more we talk? A water bucket to navigate terrain? Is that on the wiki? Like, what?
Yeah.
Hello there. Okay, we looted some structures. I'm tired of doing side quests. So, what's step 8?
Step 8. When you feel prepared, get the required items to journey to the Nether. You can either build a Nether portal using obsidian blocks and flint and steel, or use a ruined Nether portal by repairing it.
I am not sure what the best way to do this is. Okay, it wasn't that. I ruined everything I touched. We have a portal. Let's go to the Nether.
Once in the Nether, look for a Nether fortress where blazes spawn. Defeating blazes will give you blaze rods that are needed to make Eyes of Ender.
And they're below me. What is this, Blaze Badminton?
Yeah. That's just it. It's like I'm the guy who has to unlock the jail cells. And the student locks themselves out of the exam. I have to unlock them. But in the exams I've been supervising recently, they've been like low stakes exams, so I've just been unlocking people immediately. In the actual like final exams, which start in like 3 days, I have about 3 days left before I am on like the full shifts where I'm gonna be like working day after day after day. in the proper full exams at the end of this during this month, I can't just unlock them. I have to get one of the other supervisors, because I'm stuck at a computer because I have to look after the computer stuff. One of the other supervisors in the room with me has to basically go to the student that's been locked out, try and see if there's a reason for it, try and like discover if there's a reason for why they're locked out, and then if there's no visible apparent reason, then I have to unlock them. If there's a pretty obvious reason why they've been locked out, then we have to write a report and say like this student was seen to be using this or doing this. Yeah, it's a hassle. It's so annoying. Most of the lockouts, thankfully, though, happen right at the start before anyone actually is doing the exam, because of the stupid system, the way it works. It will lock students out while they're waiting to start the exam, because people think they haven't started the exam yet, so they think, oh, I can just like go to a different thing and like watch some video or do something else on my computer. But while you're in that like final stage, just before you start the exam, it counts you as in the exam. So if you do anything other than sit there doing nothing, it will lock you out. It's so annoying. Dear. No, do your math homework.
Wait, is the spawner in
do
the
it while
pillar?
watching the stream.
What? Alright, let's head on down. Ah, thanks for the warm welcome. So does this mean that there are like 2 fortresses spawning on top of each other? I've never seen this before.
Yeah.
Oh,
that's weird.
no. Nope. Oh my god. Oh, come on, go.
Jesus.
Oh my, leave me alone. Ouch. Okay, we have enough. Let's get out of here. Oh,
Yeah.
no. Oh my gosh. Survive all that and almost died of fall damage. Alright, what's next?
Step 9. You will need blaze powder and ender pearls to craft Eyes of Ender. Ender pearls can be obtained by defeating Endermen in the overworld at night or in the end dimension.
Wait, does ChatGPT not know that Endermen can spawn in the nether?
Endermen do not spawn naturally in the nether, so you won't find them there. They only spawn in the overworld and the end dimension.
Apparently I'm staring at an anomaly. Also, it didn't mention trading with piglins, so I guess we really gotta do it the old-fashioned way. Okay, so we can really only hunt for Endermen at night. So in the meantime, what's next?
Step 10. Gear up with enchanted weapons and armor for the fight against the Ender Dragon. This will increase your chances of defeating the dragon and emerging victorious.
Okay. What weapons do you recommend I bring?
You will need a sword for close combat and a bow with arrows to destroy the end crystals, which heal the dragon, making it an essential tool for the fight. Another great weapon to consider is the trident, which deals great damage and can be used for powerful ranged attacks when thrown.
Never use
That is
a trident.
such a tangent from beating the game.
Tridents can be obtained by killing drowned. If you're having trouble finding enough drowned, consider building a drowned.
Tridents are such a bad weapon to use in the end. You're just asking to immediately throw it into the void and lose it forever. I have my pre-med exam in May, and if I manage to get a certain score, I will get government medical college seat. Ah! Annual fee of $1,200. Oh god. My head was beating the TFT mercs. Singing do whatever. The certain score is 550 plus out of 720. Right. Can't have anything in the background, just can't stop songs. So when the song sucks, I try to switch it. Most of the time, it's the 2 songs just end up mixing. Right.
Farm, which is a structure designed to spawn and make killing drowned easy.
I built one of these.
No.
Oh no.
Ooh. And boom, we have a drowned farm. Fuck you, ChatGPT. Also, I cut a few corners, and so this farm only works at night. So in the meantime, what else do I need for the fight?
Healing is crucial during...
I was about to say, he's got no walls. That's not going to work. If he built walls, it would work 24/7.
the Ender Dragon fight. You should bring a
Let me just create an entire ocean in the end. It was more fitting for my sea form.
variety of potions along with golden apples, as they provide regeneration and absorption. A beacon can also be a helpful item to bring, as it can provide beneficial effects such as regen. Iron blocks are a commonly used material for building a pyramid for a beacon. To obtain a lot of iron, you can mine at Y levels where iron ore is commonly found. Alternatively, you can build an iron farm for a highly efficient way to obtain large amounts of iron.
You shouldn't be there. First the trident, now beacon. It really has me doing all the side quests. Wait, I have to beat the wither. Okay, the iron farm is running. Let's get a trident. Okay, trident, done. And iron, also done. Okay, so before I go and die to the wither and lose all my levels, ChatGPT recommended we get enchanted gear. So let's make an enchanting setup. Hey, there it is, looting 3. Time for wither skulls. And actually, while we're in the nether, we still need gold and...
Wait. And it gets worse in India since the caster person determines how much marks they will require. Oh. Oh, I see. Interesting. Never even thought about that.
Stuff for potions. Quite the shopping list, ChatGPT. Just grab some of this and these. Boom, 3 skulls. Let's get out of here. 5. Let's plant this. Okay, I'm pretty close to level 30. I'm gonna enchant one last time. And I guess while we're waiting, how do you recommend I fight the wither? Of course. Nice. A beacon. Really, ChatGPT? Okay, so here's what I'm thinking. If we don't stop moving, it can't hit us. So if I just keep moving, things will be fine. Run, Mr. P, run! Okay. Slowly but surely. Oh, drink the milk. Go, we gotta go.
I don't think I've ever fought the wither.
Why could I not have gotten a shield?
Solo.
Honestly, not that bad. Nether star acquired.
I don't think I've ever fought the wither solo in the open like that. It's a lot.
Thanks, ChatGPT, for nothing. And there's our beacon. Hello? Oh, this playthrough has gone completely off the rails. We're still supposed to be gathering ender pearls. I usually build one of those shelters so that Enderman can't reach me, but not this time. Bring it on, you lanky bitch. Ooh! Oh, where'd he go? Oh no. Oh no. I can see it, I can see it!
Speedrun. Speedrun back. I mean that.
And finally, Eyes of Ender. And there you have it. Every last thing that ChatGPT wanted us to gather.
Nice.
That's really cool. That's really cool. I've never, never fought it, never thought to fight it like that. I have fought it with an elytra, where I've been flying around. I have actually had a fight with the Ender Dragon, where I was flying around with rockets and an elytra, throwing a trident at the Ender Dragon in the end, as it was a post Ender Dragon fight. So it was one that, I'd already been to the End Islands. I just wanted to re-kill the dragon. But of course, because I was using a trident against the Ender Dragon, inevitably I threw my trident into the void, didn't I? One of my throws didn't hit the dragon and it flew past it, and it was gone. It was just gone. So I had to fucking rebuild my trident. How long stream gonna be? I think it's gonna be shorter than normal. Whether it's super short or if it's just 3 hours, 45 minutes instead of the normal 4 hours. I don't know. I'm not sure yet. It's however long this is, minus I have to stream less than 4 hours today. JGPT cooked way better than we thought. Yeah. Actually a really cool way of finding the Ender Dragon. Nope, nah, nope, heck, no, AVI. What about good at? Gonna go soon? Okay.
Heck yeah!
Humbled by AI. Okay. Nope. Nah. Heck no. Yeah. Unbelievable move in Bejeweled Live. Oh, this is, yeah. Nathan was showing me some of the stuff. I don't always fully understand what's going on. Other than just like, it's a crazy combo. Yeah, so it's just like that, and then just like another, yeah. It's just a crazy combo. Fair enough. I still am like amazed that we found that, I managed to find that Jewel Box game for Mac. Engineer, my man. Always the best class in games for me. I do tend to go for Engineer in certain games. Like, I always play the Engineer in Deep Rock Galactic. I'm a Wrangler user, I have to say. Right, fair enough, yeah. I'm a mixture. I either like classic Engie or combat Engie. I love running around as Engineer placing mini turrets. Because mini turrets are a really interesting mechanic in that game. You should play Deep Rock Galactic. It has been a while since I played Deep Rock Galactic. And I know you've been into Deep Rock Galactic in recent... Well, I say recent. A while ago, you were playing a lot of Deep Rock Galactic. I use a Frontier Justice. Yes. Frontier Justice is my all, like, no matter what build I'm playing, I use Frontier Justice. That's a weird combo. Sentry and Wrangler. It's a mini Sentry and Wrangler is a weird combo. But I think I have used it a few times and it is fun. Let's just say one of my favorite builds to do with Engie is mini Sentry, Frontier Justice, and just the pistol. I mean, sometimes the Wrangler is really cool too, but just placing down mini sentries constantly whenever you're running out into like aggressive situations, just place down a mini sentry and get out your pistol to do some regular shots. As soon as your mini sentry is destroyed, you almost always get some amount of Frontier Justice crit shots. So like the mini sentry plus the Frontier Justice is just a really badass combo. That I think are really, really cool. Play demo sometimes. I have like 5 cents. Right. Demo is a rarer play for me because I'm just not as good at demo. I enjoy playing a headlander or a head taker demo, whatever you want to call it. Oh, see you, Jamster. Have a good rest of your day / night. Completing quest mode. Oh. Minute 33. Half the time I don't even know what the hell's going on. Right. Nice. The good old 100%. Yeah, I'm assuming that's like the main way to, oh, that's the main like way of playing the game is the story. But it looks like there was like 3 other options for like different ways to play. Like there was one that was called Zen, which I'm assuming is just like an endless like mode where you can just keep playing endlessly, either endless levels or like an endless round. Looks like your chair. If so, that's a badass chair. Windows startup sounds? They did a little bit. Yeah, yeah. Alright, we got Real Wally. Okay.
Look over there. Look.
Aw. Oh my god, that is amazing. I've had this opinion for a while now. I'll just quickly rant for a brief second. We've talked about this before, but you know, there's a lot of companies trying to make humanoid androids, humanoid robots that do stuff that help people, but also they look like humans. And I keep saying, like, why make them humanoid? Why not make them like cute, like that robot right there, this robot right here? I was like, why not make them firstly built to the function that you're trying to make them for? If they're supposed to help someone do specific tasks, make them designed around that task. Don't make them human and then try and make that robot adapt to the task. Make it specifically designed for that task. And secondly, the reason I say it more so is that I don't know about anyone else, but I'm pretty certain, I have a pretty strong feeling that most people are weirded out by humanoid robots. Robots that look like humans are freaky to us, that we find them unsettling. How much for that? Yeah, I'll buy it. I'll buy you. Shut up and take my money. Like robots that look like animals or look like weird abstract creatures are way more appealing than robots that look like humans. Robots that look like humans trigger our like uncanny valley, like they trigger fight or flight. It's so long, gay Bowser. But like the little chicken robot or like a dog robot, 4-legged dog robot, those we personify them and we attach emotions to them, and we bond with them. Like I love those dog robots that friggin' Boston Dynamics had made, and this little chicken robot made by Disney Imagineers. They're cute and adorable and hilarious. I want one. I don't get it. I'm frequently baffled that people focus so hard on making humanoid looking robots. I'll send a pic in the Discord general chat soon. The huge Daisy map next to the chair. Oh, okay. Yeah. Correction, is closer to Star Wars droid than Wally. Yeah, that's the thing, is it looked like it was designed for Star Wars. Like, for the Star Wars section. Yeah, just send it somewhere, Rollick. It's all good. Waller, as opposed to Wally. Oh, you're probably heading off soon because of the maths homework? Yeah. To be fair, yeah, we probably won't be streaming for too much longer. Want to see the perfect humanoid robot? No, it's freaky. It's... Okay. Anyway, real? What's this? Tesla robot driving a... Oh, Tesla robot driving a Cybertruck for Uber.
Look at this jokester, Tesla bot. Look at this Cybertruck, man. You ever seen one of these before? Whoa.
Uber for Sean?
Yeah, I'm Sean.
What's up, man?
Good, if you do that again, you're gonna get hurt.
May I take your luggage?
No, I'm okay.
Okay, thank you.
I said no. Hey man, I got some valuables in there.
This is what they really
Careful.
want
Yeah,
it to
man.
be.
No problem.
Oh, dude, come on, man. What are you doing? Why are you Uber driving?
Electricity costs are high.
Electricity costs are high. Okay.
Let's go.
Look at this jokester, Tesla bot.
That's what Elon Musk wants his robots to be like, but they're so far from real. Oh, welcome back for real this time, Nathan. Normal humans are already freaky enough. Exactly. Humans are freaky enough. We don't need robots looking like humans. Happy Halloween. Green Goblin screen test. Is this when they still wanted it to look human, like an actual goblin?
Okay, let's see you look up. Wow, very good. Now look to lens. Let's see your most pleasant expression. Your most pleasant, benign expression. Sweeter still. Emanate great and loud. Great. Now let's see, and I'll say 1, 2, 3, and go to your most extreme movement to anger, and about I'll say 1, 2, 3, and over the course of 1, 1,000, 2, 1,003, take it to full anger, whatever that might be. Okay, 1, 2, 3, go to anger over 1, 1,000, 2, 1,000, 3, 1,000. Okay, smaller in the performance. Let's just keep it subtle, very subtle. And actions. 1, 2, 3. Smaller still, less on the mouth. Okay? Just think right here. And action. Oh, those brows are fantastic.
Fascinating. I was wondering who was in the mask. I was like, are they going to actually speak? And is it going to be Willem Dafoe? I doubt it. There's more posts, I think. I loaded this up last night, so this is as of last night, this top one here. How do you use the anvil properly? Welcome back, Bowser. I think you're speaking to the wrong person. This is a bucket. It's as it goes, like, dear God, there's more. No. You think it is Willem Dafoe under the makeup? I'm not sure, honestly. It's hard to say, because that was a very, very early screen test. So it could have been just a random person at the studio, like making sure that the latex looks okay on camera. Because they have to, most of those masks, when they use that latexy stuff to make like the face, the mask like that, they kind of have to make a new one every time they film. They do more filming with stuff like that. Prosthetics, like it's wild. I visited Weta Workshop while I was traveling in Wellington. I visited the Weta Workshop, the ones who are behind all the crazy like prosthetics from Lord of the Rings and all like a ton of things like Avatar, a ton of that stuff. Payday 2 mask. Unless they have a different actor for Goblin at the time. Now, I think like what they do is the way it works, the way that those prosthetics work. They actually ran through how their prosthetics work at the Winter Workshop, and they talked about the process. Basically, they start by making a mold of the actor's face. And so in this case, it might have been a mold of a different person's face. I don't know if it was necessarily Willem Dafoe. But they start by making a mold of the actor's face. And then they use that, like, that original cast. They'll cast a model of the actor's face. Yeah, they'll use the mold to make a full model of the actor's head and face. And then they use that as, like, the basis for developing all the rest of the prosthetics. Every time... oh, you have to go now, Linux? Okay. Have a good night. I hope you don't have homework like Rollick. Call it a difficulty tweak. Yeah. Every time they make... they'll make a prosthetic mask based on the mold of the person's face. And then... when the time comes to do the filming, they attach it to the person's face, they use all the makeup, and they attach all the pieces. Once they're done filming with that for that day, once they've made all the prosthetics, and they're done with, like, it's the end of the day, the actor has to go home, when they take the prosthetics off, it almost always damages the prosthetics. So when you peel off the prosthetics, you're left with rips and small imperfections in the prosthetics. So you have to remake that prosthetic every time. You have to then remake the prosthetic over the molds, over the mold of the actor's face for the next set of filming. So every time you do more filming, you need to make more prosthetics. So that's why I'm convinced that screen test was probably not actually on the actor's face, not on Willem Dafoe. It was an early test to see what it would look like on camera, because they didn't end up going with that. They ended up going with the mask version instead, which is way simpler. They didn't end up going with a proper goblin face. They ended up going with the goblin suit. Oh, you missed your posts. No. Well, you can go back and have a look. They weren't that long ago. Good morning. School 11:30 instead of 9. Oh, I see. Who needs one when you have police brutality? Also, what the heck?
Have you ever been met with this screen? Chances are you have. It happens when an item becomes too expensive to anvil after following this formula. But that's way too complicated, so I'll explain. Every time an item is used in an anvil, except for being renamed, it gets one anvil use. And then each time the item is used, the anvil use takes the greater number of uses for an item and adds on one. For example, if I had a sword with 2 anvil uses and a sword with 3 anvil uses, instead of adding them together, it would take the higher number and add 1, similar to how combining books works in an anvil. Now, each time you combine an item, the XP penalty is multiplied by 2 as a result of the increase in anvil usage, and additionally to this, some enchants cost more to apply based on what they are and their level. And once you reach the holy number of 39 XP, the anvil simply refuses the item and says too expensive, forcing you to start over again or use creative mode. Have you ever been met with this screen? Chances are...
I freaking hate that. I see, though, how you can use the anvil efficiently, though. Oh, hey, the Autistic Review. Welcome to the stream. Let's refresh the page. Alright, yep. See, there's quite a few new ones posted since I am Rollick. This account has a generated name. Sorry. Oh, I see. Yeah. All good. That's a kind of unsettling picture of the engineer. Weirdly unsettling. What is Vsauce? Good question.
Hey Vsauce, Daniel here. What is Vsauce? Vsauce is a popular educational YouTube channel helmed by Michael Stevens, or Vsauce Michael, or that guy who's always doing the eyebrow things.
But the whole time I was there, I thought a lot about video.
No, I can do it. I can do it. He looks a little like this and a bit like this, and has a personal YouTube channel named PoopLicker888. But he doesn't use that anymore.
Fuck?
It turns out there's a lot of things that Vsauce isn't anymore. If we assume for a second that Vsauce is what it is, then Vsauce is a show called Mindfield, a YouTube premium edutainment show exploring pop psychology in a professional broadcast half-hour format.
Yeah, I like the Mindfield
In any given
series.
episode, Michael will explore a scientific subject, typically in the realm of psychology, with a particular focus on the science of perception.
We learned that there's a stark difference between what people think they would do and what they actually do.
The videos are neatly structured into seasons and episodes with a clear central thesis and tight, consistent branding. It isn't just built like television, it looks, feels, and sounds like television, right down to the fabrication of conflict in a build-up to where commercial breaks would go. This forms an interesting contrast between Vsauce and another similar channel, Vsauce. Vsauce is a popular educational YouTube channel helmed by Michael Stevens. In a given video, Michael will pop up and for about 10 minutes take the viewer on a pinball exploration of a scientific subject, typically in the realm of psychology with a particular focus on the science of perception, but also a fascination with math and astronomy. A critic of Vsauce might describe the format of a Vsauce video as unfocused, with each video taking its subject matter less as a thesis and more as an excuse to ramble for several minutes about vaguely related subjects. A proponent of Vsauce, on the other hand, might describe the format of a Vsauce video as poetic, with each video taking its subject matter less as a thesis and more as a theme, an opportunity to create a free-form association between ideas that share a commonality of language or an overlap of consequences. The video What is the Speed of Dark is less about the physics of photons and more about a variety of subjects that all share an intersection in the idea communicated in the word dark.
Right.
This unstructured science poetry forms an interesting contrast between Vsauce and another similar channel, Vsauce. Vsauce is a popular variety YouTube channel helmed by Michael Stevens. In a given video, Michael will compile a rapid-fire freeform presentation assembled around a common seed idea, like funny or interesting images or bizarre consumer products, a format riddled with innuendo, dick jokes, and cleavage. The average Vsauce video will skip across a couple dozen examples in only a few minutes, each beat connected to the next by pun or some other free association word game with a particular love for juvenile humor, curious facts, and optical illusions.
This is the last thing you will see before you die. Can you find the cat? But we should move on to girls in costume, tied up. Can you save them?
The fuck?
This collection of curiosities and innuendo forms an interesting contrast between Vsauce and another similar channel, Vsauce. Vsauce is a popular gaming YouTube channel helmed by Michael Stevens. In a given video, Mark, Michael, Danielle, Chad, Jeff, and/or Angie will perform stand-up comedy, list video game features, compile Easter eggs, make dick jokes, or all of the above. Whether it's interesting places in World of Warcraft, rocks in World of Warcraft that look like dicks, or jokes about characters in World of Warcraft posed in sexually suggestive positions, you can find it on Vsauce. But that's not all. Did I mention the stand-up comedy? Yes, I did.
You, as Dr. Mario, are actually working at a free clinic for the members of Jersey Shore.
Yeah, each level is one of the members of Jersey Shore. The last level, Snooki.
It's covered in virus.
This is in part the fascinating semantic language of YouTube. The word channel for YouTube is borrowed from television, where a channel is synonymous with a station and is largely station-airy. A television station is a fixed point, a portal through which the viewer...
What this video is missing, I was like, something's missing from this video. It's the music. It needs the freaking boom, boom music that plays in Vsauce videos.
Watches a flow of content as it moves past. A YouTube channel, on the other hand, is less like this channel and more like this channel. The common metaphor here is flow. A channel is a means of transport, a space that things pass through, but a YouTube channel isn't a fixed point, a bench on which you watch the boats as they sail past. It's the whole thing. You can go to a YouTube channel and walk along the metaphorical bank by scrolling all the way down. You can travel from here to here. Ludwig Wittgenstein argued that language was representational, that there is a single factual reality and it is the job of language to describe these facts. Language, thus, is like taking a picture, and the better a language, the stronger its underlying logic, the clearer the picture. This brings up an interesting contrast between the work of Ludwig Wittgenstein and the work of Ludwig Wittgenstein. Wittgenstein argued that the picture theory of language was entirely wrong, that words are not facts, are not fixed points in space, but rather words are how you use them. In other words, use dictates meaning. We have told the story backwards, and now let us tell it forwards. Vsauce, launched in 2010, was a gaming channel that featured a broad swath of video game-based dick jokes and boob thumbnails that morphed into a variety channel compiling interesting videos, images, and curiosities with a particular focus on dick jokes and boob thumbnails. As more and more videos were produced, the curiosities floated to the top until Vsauce posted its first self-contained educational video in July 2011 on the nature of explosions.
Hey, Vsauce, Michael here, and today I'm in my apartment. Okay, look, the point is that today we're gonna talk about explosives.
The rapid-fire delivery remained, but the innuendo gradually took a backseat to questions like why the Earth has a moon and the existentialism of atomic physics. In September 2012, the last of the variety shows was posted with Loot Episode 27, Carrot Sharpener. It is most likely this phase here that most people think of when they say Vsauce. This is when they attracted most of their 14 million subscribers. This is when Bill Nye made a guest appearance. Flash forward to January 2017, Vsauce announced the new premium show Mindfield, available only to YouTube Red subscribers. While a few monologue-driven videos have been released since then, the last of them, Which Way Is Down, was posted in November 2017. As we stand now in February 2019, here on the Bank of Vsauce channel, it looks like Mindfield is Vsauce. But that's not the all of it, because that is simply from now. There is conceivably a future snapshot of Vsauce where Mindfield is itself just a stratum, a phase the channel went through, in the same way the Vsauce people conceptualize. The free-form sci poetry is a stratum between Mindfield and the hodgepodge of nonsense and dongs that preceded it, the same as Loot and Image are a stratum between existential psychology and painfully dated jokes about Snooki having sexually transmitted infections.
The last level, Snooki. It's covered in virus.
There is no real, essential, elemental Vsauce because they are all Vsauce. And as always, thanks for watching.
Alright. Yeah, interesting. I actually didn't know that Vsauce started by posting friggin' video game stuff. Oh, see you, Relic. Good luck with your homework. Yeah. It's Minecraft Live, but it's just Jeb slaying. I didn't have a problem with Minecraft Live. Another mini rant. I didn't really have a problem with Minecraft Live. I get why they're moving towards less and less live, because it's just live announcements are just hard to make, hard to do well. And like some of the previous live stuff was kind of a little bit cringy. I mean, it's all cringy, but that's just the nature of businesses trying to appeal to kids, you know? It's, yeah. I liked Jeb's parts, I will say. I did like this bit. That's it. It was just the one bit. What about when he built a nether portal like crazy fast? Oh, he was slaying pretty hard there. Well, I'm glad to hear that, Fireboy. He's still here. Yes, I've seen this before. I've seen this video before, but I think I've seen a longer version of this.
Narrow your mouth, lift your cheeks up, squint your eyes, arch your eyebrows.
I can't really do it, but yeah, that's the face he put on for the original Max Payne. Yeah, it's always weird to think about the fact that Remedy, the people behind Control and Alan Wake and stuff like that, they were the ones who originally made Max Payne. And this guy, Sam Lake, the director, I would say, like the lead director of Remedy games. Or he might even be CEO now. I forget. Alan Wake 2 is like game of the year. You should play it. I have heard that. I've heard a lot of people talking about how amazing it is. I have to play the first one first. I never played Alan Wake. But I like their games, so Min's pick is 2060. Oh. Problem. I might not be able to do that then. I still have an GTX 1080. I have doubts you can play and record. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Okay. Well, I'll look into it. But yeah, no guarantees. In the meantime, I can play the original Alan Wake. Yeah, this is like, I mean, the 1080 has lasted so long, but it really is starting to like reach its end, like the end of its usefulness. But yeah. Anyway, what was I saying? Yeah. Remedy, Sam Lake like literally gave his face to Max Payne in the first game. And Max Payne 1 and 2 were made by Remedy, but then I don't know how it happened, but yeah, somehow Max Payne's like the IP got sold. Either Remedy sold it, or they never had it, or their publisher sold it, or gave it over to Rockstar, and Rockstar made Max Payne 3. It's weird. Like, I've always thought that was a weird setup. I'd have to look into, I have to like research that to see why that happened. But Harry Potter and the Gary's Mod. First day of class. Harry Potter Gary's Mod roleplay. Yes. I've seen people do
What you doing in here?
doing stuff with this.
I
You
can
don't see
explain.
anything, okay? You don't see shit. You
Wait,
don't see shit, cat.
if you start reading that diary of yours, I'm gonna be suspicious.
Lee.
Ginny, you have to listen to me. He's manipulating you.
Can't be here.
You shouldn't be here either. It's dangerous for you too. And if I had been here in the books,
Well, I'm a
I
fourth
could have
year.
saved
Be
you.
gone. Be gone, child. I'm a 4th year. Be gone.
Yeah, well, one day you'll need me. And maybe I won't be there to
Leave
save
and
you.
exit.
No, I don't want. I'm gonna save you. Ginny, don't be like this. Talk to me.
Bye-bye.
How do I get in? How do I get in? She went into the Chamber of Secrets.
Oh shit.
No, stop. Wait. Wait, stop. Hold on. Hold on. I'm stuck.
I didn't see anything.
I'm going into the Chamber of Secrets. I'm definitely not meant to be here. Oh, sweet Jesus. I'm in the Chamber of Secrets.
Freaking Half-Life sounds.
This is my first day. It's my first day. I'm not meant to be here. No, please, wait. I can explain. Look, it's my first day. It's my first day. I got into this chamber by accident. Having said that, for something called the Chamber of Secrets, it's not very secretive. It's not really my fault that I'm here.
I feel you.
Alright, man, I'm glad you understand. I kind of fell down here.
I'm sorry, where can I find the kitchen?
Kill him. Raz, kill him.
I got lost. Don't. Just looking for food. I'm hungry.
I gotta go, Jay.
Help.
You were the scapegoat, I'm sorry.
I hate you.
Of course, we ended up in the Chamber of Secrets. Battle and challenge room. Oh, we should go.
Yeah,
Wait, we don't need spells.
Every time I've seen this friggin'
Wait, what's that?
Harry Potter
Class
thing.
1. I know where that is.
Professor, sorry I'm late.
People always take it way too seriously. I can't handle. I can't handle how seriously people take it.
I'm sitting the wrong way. I'm ready for spells. You're dancing really seductively for a second year. It's a bit inappropriate.
I just killed 2 fish.
What's she doing? Oh, now he's doing it.
A bee fish. Alright, so listen,
Look at
where the
it.
fuck is this? Let me find you.
Kick his ass, Professor. Kick his ass.
What the fuck was in Ellie something? Where the fuck's Ellie? Huh? I can't see the fucking thing pop up above his head. He's in the sky. You fucking ass.
Oh my god.
You fucking loser.
Kick his ass, Professor.
This is great. I
That's
love
it.
this
I got
school.
the fucking spell. I can bring him down. Come on. Oh, he's moving. Alright, everyone get up and shoot at these fucking guys. Everyone get up and shoot them down.
I
What
like
class
the
is
accent.
this?
I like the accent of the professor.
It's the study of shooting.
Get up and fucking shoot him out of the sky.
Professor, you're my role model and hero.
Where? Alright, you're Hufflepuff though, so there's nothing you can do about it. I'm sorry that you have to be Hufflepuff.
Yeah, well, the Sorting Hat wanted me in Gryffindor, but I picked Hufflepuff. It can do that.
Alright, well you're wrong. Just you're wrong just for doing that.
If being Hufflepuff is wrong, I don't want to be right.
Are you gonna teach us a spell? So funny. If you don't shut the fuck up, you get out. Your mouth.
I'll shut up.
I'm in Slytherin. No, you're not. I can read this as Ravenclaw right there. Don't fucking lie.
Professor, do you have like a degree or something, or did you just get the
I
job?
definitely do. Trust me. Trust me.
Could I see it, or?
So it's a study of alchemy, so I'm gonna teach you how to retreat from Voldemort using smoke. It looks like this, smoke. Alright?
Someone's not, but we don't have. Are you gonna teach us a fucking spell?
Yeah, I am. Line up.
The class is getting angsty, Professor.
Listen, if you're not single fire, I'm just gonna start shooting. If you're in my...
Get in
out
line.
of my fit.
I'm Hufflepuff, Professor. I don't know any better.
Fumos on the ground. There you go. Trim down. 100 years. Hufflepuff, get the fuck out of the way. You got yours.
I didn't get mine yet.
Move.
I didn't get any.
Get that one.
Oh,
If you get it,
I
leave
didn't.
it. Don't fucking use it or I'll
I didn't
kill
get mine yet.
you. I will literally fucking kill you.
Does Hogwarts do any background checks? Because
fucking
you're
does.
really angry. Oh Jesus! The class is revolting.
Get him out of here, Meg.
I'm gonna join the line again.
Fuck you. Hufflepuff, I already gave this to you.
I don't think you did. I think that was someone else.
Professor, do you
Where's the
sell
prefect?
weed?
Someone get rid of this fucking... Yeah, I do, but that's besides the point. Get rid of me.
Man, Hufflepuff, bro, you have dyslexia or something,
Man,
bro.
there's a reason I'm in Hufflepuff. I struggle with everyday tasks. Please help me. Professor, come back. Professor.
It's such chaos. I do love it. What the heck is going on? It's such chaos. I love though that the teacher is it's some dude with like a strong. It's either Boston or New York. It sounds almost like Boston. but like strong, like New York style accent. Like a fucking Italian gangster type accent. It's funny. Anyway, today is the day. Yes, I have heard good things about this game. RoboCop.
Tonight's top story. War rages on in Detroit. A nuke floods the streets as a new gang leader emerges.
Yo, look at these beauties, huh? Break the glass and move it to the web.
A media break exclusive gives you access to how the police deal with this threat. Over to you, Cindy.
Good evening, Casey. Indeed, the new guy has united all the gangs to take control of the streets. But we are not alone.
Reinforcements have arrived.
Every day, the brave men and women of the OCP police force go out and fight to keep us safe. Tonight, thanks to RoboCop, we'll show you how. Because it's important to remember the nuke crisis seemed unstoppable, but not to RoboCop. He is the perfect policeman, versatile with a wide variety of weapons, ready to defend us with OCP's cutting-edge technology. And he's not alone. You're okay there, Murphy? The OCP police have shown us time and time again that we all can make a difference.
Flying bags detected.
So remember, whoever is behind this rampage, wherever he may hide, RoboCop is equipped to find him and stop his reign of terror using all the tools of the law. Wait, something's happening. I'm told RoboCop is being called to action. Any warnings to the bad guys?
It seems there will be trouble. Dead or alive, you are coming with me.
I'm curious as to how the game is going to play out, because the original RoboCop movie was supposed to kind of be a satire or like a it was supposed to be kind of have like a kind of message about just having like a police officer that's just like, okay, how do I say this as subtly as possible? Police brutality, police overextension of authority from not necessarily governments but like corporations. Anyway, Futon. Art of Futons with Lewis Brindley. So yeah, if you're playing as RoboCop, it seems like more like a power fantasy. Oh, I've already liked this video.
So I'm a bit grumpy this morning.
Okay, sorry.
I ordered a futon.
A futon.
Which is like a fancy name
Lewis
for a sofa bed. It
from,
just sort of hasn't turned up over a long period of time. So I was like, well, why isn't it turned up? So I rang up and they were like, oh yeah, we got some problems with our delivery drivers. We're going to, it'll be a little bit longer. And then I was like, okay. So it's sort of another couple of weeks went by and I didn't hear anything. So I rang up again. I was like, what's going on? And they're like, oh, we haven't got any delivery drivers. So I went in today and they were like, yeah, have you got a car? And I'm like, well, no. And they're like, well, you're going to have to find someone off Gumtree to come and like get it delivered.
What?
So I was like, what? No, I'm not. I'm going to cancel. And they're like, you can't cancel. So I was like, wow, this is bullshit, isn't it? And then he lost his shit, right? He was like, you can't say that. You can't swear at me. And I was like, well, I wasn't swearing at you. And anyway, he basically went mental. So I left.
Oh my God.
And I complained to head office. So I've had a bit of a stressful morning. I didn't really expect to deal with that. I just thought he'd be like, oh yeah, it's come in. I've got Dave will deliver it, next Thursday afternoon.
Holy
It'll be really morning or afternoon.
Had you had to pay for delivery previously, or was
I
that in like the
think so.
package?
Well, I
or-
mean, it was not a cheap food, so it was like a 600 quid sofa bed.
Shit, man, I'm definitely coming to stay at yours now.
I mean,
that's more expensive than my actual bed, and that's your backup bed.
Well, look, you've got it's a sofa as well, though.
Oh,
so
that's true.
When visitors aren't sleeping on it, I can sit in it and read a book. Or build a dude.
So what happened in the end? Like, have you cancelled it then?
Well, I haven't heard back from head office yet, because that's the last thing I said. I did that very American thing of, I'll speak to your manager about this. Well, no, he went mental because I said, this seems like bullshit. But I sort of said it with a smile on my face. I shouldn't have swore at him, really. I felt bad about
I
it.
think that was fine. I think the context, if you were saying, like, you're a mega count, then that would be bad.
Right.
That's not cool.
Yeah, you weren't swearing at him, you were just swearing about the situation.
Yeah. Like, if I was, like, stood there and I dropped my pain au chocolat and I said, oh shit, I'm not swearing at him, I'm swearing at my pain au chocolat, which is now basically unedible.
I wasn't insulting him. I would never do that.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
It's more like this is a situation that, you know, you can't deliver it, but I can't cancel it.
Yeah.
Where does that leave me?
Can
There's
I
one
stay on your
time where
sofa bed?
Shin locked himself out.
Oh shit! Oh yeah, I remember that.
And we couldn't get him back in,
place.
so I was like, "Oh, just stay in my spare room." For
I did
the
that
night.
once as well.
Did you stay in my spare room?
Remember when I left my keys were in my bag and my bag got left in Amsterdam?
Oh, that's right.
By the flight.
So yeah, occasionally people stay at my place. It's
Oh,
nice.
you're a
I
good
like to
friend.
be a good little host and have a little spare room and a spare toothbrush and stuff just on hand, just in case someone of
Do
my
you have
bros
one spare toothbrush
runs
for
into
everyone
trouble.
to use?
I also use it to clean with, yeah.
Oh no! Get in the grout and like in the tiles.
It's the bath scrubber. Yeah.
It's got like bits of black mold in it.
Oh no, Lewis.
Well, they don't know. The futon is just going to stay in their warehouse forever. I mean, that's the situation we're in at the moment.
You can go and stay on the futon. You own that futon, so
yeah,
you're allowed to
you
go.
can.
Yeah, you
you're
can
allowed to
sleep
go.
over at the
So
warehouse.
next time you need to stay over, Duncan,
You just go to
I'll
the
go
warehouse.
to the
I'll break
warehouse.
into the back of the shop
Oh man.
and
sleep on their futon.
Okay, I can give you an update. They rang me a few times. I rang them a few times.
Yeah,
I
that's
finally
it.
got in contact with them again about getting it delivered. And they said, okay, a delivery person will be in contact with you. So I was like, okay. So a delivery man rang up and I was like, yeah, so this is my address. And he's like, how are you going to pay for delivery? And I was like, what do you mean pay for delivery? I'm pretty sure I already paid for delivery when I bought the futon. He was like, well, apparently you haven't. 35 quid to deliver a futon, literally a fucking 5 minutes drive. So I paid this money, the guy turned up, he delivered it. You know those IKEA furnitures, right? They're really, really hard to put together.
Yeah.
Oh my! It was like
Like
the
that, was it
most
flat packed?
It was the most poorly designed flat pack though ever. Like, okay, so let me describe this to you. I'll draw it on MS Paint. Okay, so let me explain this
Is that
to you.
the end?
So you
No.
basically a futon. Okay, is like it's got like these two bits like this. Okay, it's got two bits like this, right? And they're like standing. And then
Yeah.
you have a big flat bit here. Okay,
That's
which
like a
is
dinner
which
table.
is like this. That's at the bottom.
Mhm.
So that the flat bit here is where you sleep, and then it's like a bed. Okay, so you sleep with the pillows here, right?
Yeah.
And these are so what happens is this bit like folds in. Actually,
Right.
no, that's not actually what happens at all. What happens is this bit folds up, okay, and this bit folds under, and then it becomes like kind of like this, okay. So it's got these two things here, and it's got like the flat bit in the middle, okay, and then it's got like a kind of, it's like this. It's kind of that's behind. Okay, so this is behind it, and that's like a leg there. Anyway, just imagine this being the cushion where you sit on, and this being the back where you sit on, and this bit's behind. Fucking well, when it was delivered, okay, it comes delivered with these two bits, okay, and it says to put in like there's like a pole which joins these together and a pole which joins these together, okay? These wooden things, these brown things are really heavy,
Right.
and this orange thing is really heavy, and there was no way I was lifting this on my own, okay? Not in a million years. I screwed these in thinking, oh, this is the instructions, right? Because then you rest this bit on, but no, okay? The way you have to do it is you have to put in, you have to like somehow lift this orange bit, and you've got a slot in this bit here, you've got a slot in a joint to this here, a joint to this here, you've got to slot them in all at once while you're holding it up. It's impossible for a human being to do it on their own. And
So
even
you
with two
need
people, I had two people helping me, it was still, we all were shouting at each other. It was like I don't even think I want to, those people aren't my friends anymore.
No one sleep on anymore.
It was horrific putting this thing together. Like, the first thing I was worried about was because you have to bolt these ones in this end, okay, first of all. But then what happens is, if you try and rest anything on it, it'll just snap them off. And so I was like really concerned about snapping these things off, which I almost did. It was just the most tediously poorly designed piece of shit I've ever fucking seen in my life. But so yeah, I've now got a useless fuck you. Fuck you.
But you got it now then, and is it assembled and everything?
Yeah.
Did they help you assemble it?
No, of course they didn't. Fucking this company is the worst. Don't ever buy anything from the Futon company in the UK. Do not do that. Or in ever.
Fair enough. I will not. Mr. New Zealand man says he will never buy from the Futon company in the UK. Corrupt. Let's corrupt a Minecraft world a lot. Oh?
I have an idea. I want to create a new Minecraft world within older versions of the game, update it throughout progressively newer and newer versions, and use glitches within those versions to get the weirdest world possible when all is said and done.
That's an old bug.
Each version that I'll use has some form of glitch that I'll be able to abuse for this experiment. Water within the nether, death by a fox, and even glitching individual chunks so that they entirely regenerate. How much can we really break Minecraft using this method? Well, let's find out. The first item that I have to figure out is which version of Minecraft to start this world on. An idea that I had was to try and spawn a world that features a glitched monolith near the spawn point, which can be done.
I haven't seen this video specifically, but I've seen a very similar video where someone was like gathering all the glitches, all the shit that you could get throughout the generations of Minecraft. Because there's a ton of things that you could get in old versions that you can't get anymore. But if you keep them and you just update the game over time, then you can maintain them.
Done with Minecraft Alpha 1.0, but that version doesn't let you control what the world seed is going to be in-game. I'm trying to keep this experiment entirely in-game, so that option's out. The version of Minecraft that I'll be going with is Minecraft Beta 1.6 Test Build 3. Although never officially released by Mojang, it is a genuine version of Minecraft. I've gone with this version because any new world generated with it features several chests at spawn that contain nearly every block and item within the game, at least at the time. A few items to note here are fire, which allows for me to craft chainmail armor pieces, the portal block, and most importantly, water source blocks. Right away, this allows for us to commit the felony of placing water within the nether, as water source blocks don't evaporate like using a water bucket does. Something about this feels so wrong.
So cursed, yeah.
So, next up, we'll be using a glitch that'll let us modify the data value of any block that we want. But first, I'm getting a U2's figure. The drop occurs on July 1st at 3 p.m.
Nice.
And you can enter a giveaway to win one by heading over to antvenom.u2s.com beta 1.8, which allows for us to mess with a glitch called block transmutation, thanks to Blue Crab 2 for this specific method.
I've seen this
in older
before.
versions of Minecraft blocks were identified by a specific item number, and the state of that block was determined by its data value, which is a number that falls somewhere between 0 and 15. This oak log is item number 17, and this magenta wool has a data value of 2. When I activate the device, the lower block gives its data value to the upper block before straight up disappearing. This leaves us with item ID 17 with a data value of 2, which in this version is a birch log. Here I've set up a whole bunch of devices to transmutate between every variation of stone, planks, logs, double slabs, and cake, including a bunch of data values that don't even exist within this version. Pretty wild, and this will become handy later on. Let's take things up a notch now. In Minecraft Beta 1.9 Pre-Release 3-1, every time you die, you'll respawn with a debug inventory that includes 64 end portal frames, which means we can make an end portal wherever we want. But why just settle for end portal frames when we can use snapshot 11W49A to have a hotkey to swap between survival and creative mode? Yes, This debug feature was left in one of Minecraft 1.1's testing versions. If you promise not to call the cops, I'm just gonna grab every single block and item real quick as we move on to versions that feel a lot more broken. Next up, we're gonna mess around with the very first version of Minecraft to include anvils, and use a glitch that allows for us to rename any item to absolutely nothing. Yup, nameless items, or even items with extremely long names. Next, within the snapshot that came right after the last one, the feature that allows for you to use
What
the
the
number
hell
key.
block is this? It looks kind of like an emerald block, but then what the hell is the purple on the sides? What the fuck? Yeah, birch used to look quite different back then. Yeah.
On your keyboard to rearrange your items was implemented, and it was implemented with a bug that allows for you to put any block or item into any slot within any interface. If you thought that was weird, 7 snapshots later in 12W49A, you could enchant literally any block or item in the game by simply enchanting that item within an anvil the way that it was intended to be used. So, yep, I enchanted every single item within every single chest that I have items stored in.
Oh my god.
Bruh.
Yeah, what the
At this
fuck?
point on our journey, we are many versions beyond where this world initially started. So now, let's shift our focus towards some more world-breaking items. Within some versions of Minecraft Release 1.7, we can grow a large oak tree in kind of a weird way. If we obstruct the tree's vertical growth by just repeatedly planting it without removing any other blocks besides from the blocks that you plant, we can cause this tree to grow downwards, which will cut through any blocks in its path, including bedrock. This certainly isn't the only way to break bedrock in Minecraft, but it is one of the easiest ways that you could do it. Given that every block that you walk in the Nether takes you 8 times further
So
in the
weird.
overworld, having easy access to the Nether roof is always pretty desirable. Once you're up here, you can assert your dominance with a sign that has text extending
You really
beyond
still
the
have
width of
enchanted
the
items
sign
that
itself.
are normally not enchantable,
Man,
but will only work
this
if-
is a mess.
Sure,
but
sure.
it's not bad
yeah.
enough yet. This next item is a doozy. Within Minecraft 1.8, it was possible to abuse a glitch that allowed for you to run any command that you wanted within your world without having to enable cheats or type out the command within that world. This was possible due to a glitch called cross-world commands. Credit goes to King Marpace and Ulfin for the map that I'm using here. Long story short, if you generate a ton of lag on an alternate world, open it to LAN, and then have that world run commands within command blocks, quickly swapping out of that world and into another will allow for a few extra command block cycles to run within the world that you join afterwards. This effectively lets us do anything. Some of you may feel this isn't really in the spirit of this challenge, but it is pretty broken, and my only real aim here is to show you a bunch of world-breaking glitches. Using this technique, I can run literally any command on myself in one world and have those commands occur in the other world. Creative mode, giving myself any block or item, and even more if you're willing to work with it. Glitches like this can be seriously dangerous to be in the game, since you could theoretically give yourself a sign that you can then right-click to give yourself op on a server, which was a problem, and that was all without the server operator knowing about it. Thankfully, this one has since been fixed. Oh, interesting. Now that we've returned to the overworld, we can see that the damage values for these stone blocks now show their respective variations. Neat. Remember how I said that we were going to eventually regenerate entire chunks in this video? Well, let's move on to the story of how I accidentally did that. The next version of Minecraft that I'll be messing with is a snapshot for Minecraft 1.14. However, due to the flattening update from 1.13, once I update this world beyond 1.12, I'll lose the ability to do what I'm going to do right now. So now, let's take this Minecraft world from 1.8 and load it up in 1.3 just to see what happens. Okay, like, this has to be the most inconvenient jungle tree spawn I've ever seen in my life. It just ripped apart my whole testing area. In fact, it appears as if only the chunks containing chests that I was using before are gone. Once I noticed this, I suspected that some of the items within those chests may have caused this problem. Upon looking into it a little bit further, I found out that the most likely cause was this chest that contained spawn eggs. So I pick-blocked this chest with my new creative mode abilities, placed it in a bunch of different chunks, and rolled back the world once again. Sure enough, upon reloading the world in 1.3, the chunks containing those chests have been entirely regenerated. There are quite a few more ways to regenerate chunks than this method, and I'd highly recommend you check out the Minecraft Discontinued Features wiki if you really want to dive deep into breaking this game, especially older versions. So now, let's do our final world upgrade and take the not-so-broken world from 1.8 all the way to 19W07A, which is a snapshot of 1.14. Within the snapshot, we can use a dispenser to put Thorn's enchanted armor onto this fox, which means I'll take damage from it when I attack it. Little fox, I'm so sorry. You know, I deserve to die for that. My bad. Doing this, however, means that there is now a new stat item within our stats menu that shows that we have been killed by a fox, which otherwise is not possible. There are a whole ton of different ways that you can break a Minecraft world aside from this, but honestly, I just felt like messing up a Minecraft world for the fun of it. I gotta take out my anger over Minecraft's new broken chat moderation system somehow. If you want to hear my opinion on the matter, aside from what Fit has already said in his most recent video, let me know. Otherwise, that...
I've seen much more corrupted versions of Minecraft. But yeah, no, it's fascinating. That idea is an interesting one of like forcing the game to reload random chunks. Like, it'd be interesting to be able to curate very specifically which chunks you want to reload and what version of Minecraft you want to do so that the seed loads specific biomes and specific chunks. Could be really interesting, but anyway. Why I use wave function collapse to create, and then it cuts off. Levels for my game, okay.
Wave function collapse. Maybe you've heard of it, maybe you haven't. Maybe you think it's just a quantum mechanics thing, maybe you already know what this video is about. Well, I'm no physicist, just a guy making a game about a robot who loves plants, so let me explain what quantum mechanics has to do with a silly botanical robot game, and why I'll be implementing the wave function collapse algorithm into my game.
Okay.
So since the dawn of gaming, randomly generated content has been a mainstay, figuratively blowing up when Minecraft became popular. And this is awesome. Infinite random generation means infinite content, right? Well, not exactly, I think. As a solo indie dev, randomly generated content is a quick way to get a lot out of relatively little code and effort. But there's a catch. Infinite randomly generated content can also be infinitely boring, so you do have to be a little careful with how much you rely on it. This is where I think some games have gone a little wrong, but that's another conversation. Anyway, back to Robot Plant Game. I want randomly generated content for it, but at the same time I want to make sure that it's easy to keep it interesting and not too samey throughout all the levels. How do we do that? Well, traditionally I would say use some noise algorithm to generate an image and process it down until it looks approximately like a level layout. That's a fine approach, it's worked for a lot of people, but I want to be able to easily change up how levels look and feel without much effort and be able to give constraints to my level generator easily. Like, this plant needs to be at the center of a large room, or water should never border lava, and other things like that. And that is where wave function collapse comes into the picture. An algorithm that takes a source image and can generate infinite random images from that one source image. In our case, random, but similar level layouts. So we want to generate levels, not using noise, but with more control over generation and with restrictions on where specific objects should be. Wave function collapse is perfect. I spend about 30 seconds in GIMP drawing out a 2D version of what I want a level to look like. I feed it to the algorithm and I get back infinite level layouts that look like the one that I drew originally. So how does it work? Well, wave function collapse is an algorithm that basically solves a set of constraints extracted from the input image to generate infinite novel outputs. What it does is it takes our input image and breaks it up into patterns of a predetermined size. These patterns are then all the possible values for every pixel in the output image, so you could say that each pixel starts as a superposition of all of its possible values. This is where the physics terminology comes from. The algorithm then proceeds as follows. Find the pixel with the least entropy, that being the one whose color we're most sure of, and collapse it into one of its possible values. Then we propagate this information out to neighboring pixels, which is the core of the algorithm. See, not any pixel can be alongside just any other pixel. The patterns that the input image was broken up into also determine how pixels and groups of pixels are allowed to connect with each other and in what amounts in the output image. This is the information that we're propagating out. If a pixel collapses to a certain value, then it's highly likely that some of its neighbors can no longer become certain colors while keeping to the adjacency rules defined by the original image. This process, observe, collapse, propagate, just continues until every pixel is in an observed state. Or if there's a contradiction somewhere and the algorithm fails, but don't worry about that. And that's basically it.
I was going to say, similar to this, but slightly more simplistic version of wave function collapse, is sort of how that, what the fuck is it called? There's like an auto-tiler system, but also it was related to, fuck, what the hell is that game called? Townscaper? I was watching a video that's related to Townscaper. Oh, hey, Tillon. Can't believe it either. I can't believe it either that it's November. Yeah, it's November already. Jeez. Yeah, there was something I was watching that was like talking about basically an algorithm or a system to automatically develop tiles in a tile-based system, where it's like basically given a tile has a particular value. Basically, the next tile, the tiles adjacent to it, have to be from a specific pool of tiles, and therefore, like, you can make randomness, but like, what's the word? Predictable randomness, where it's like if you created a bunch of tiles manually, then you could just like click a button and it would just like auto generate all the tiles around it using like using its understanding of what is allowed to be next to each other. It can just like fill in the gaps for you. Wave function collapse is fun, right? The name is just misleadingly complicated sounding. Yeah. It's I didn't do Phasmophobia, no. I thought about it, but again, I had to work all through Halloween. So I did think, I was like, oh, maybe I should continue doing Halloween stuff in November, and I might still do that. Continue doing horror stuff in November. I've done that before, but we'll see.
And as an aside, which isn't really relevant to our level generation, the algorithm doesn't even need to work directly with pixels. I'll link a demo tool in the description, which has a model of wave function collapse that works on tiles made by Oscar you can play around with.
I was like, I knew I've seen this before. It's like, he's literally talking about the exact video I was talking about, where it's like tile-based wave function collapse. When I first heard about wave function collapse, I thought we'd actually calculate Schrodinger's equation or something. Right. But square root of -1 was nowhere to be found, luckily. Oh, good. Yeah, I'm too optimistic to hate anything. I don't hate Halloween. In fact, I love Halloween. Halloween's my favorite. I was so sad that I couldn't stream it all over Halloween.
Get a better understanding of how things work.
Yeah, no, it's really cool. I love this field.
So now that we've got our basic overview of the algorithm,
however, I'm someone who prefers handcrafted to randomly generated. But it's fun to see a randomly generated system working like that.
A bunch of utilities headers included is defining the type of our wave function collapse struct. The template parameters here being the backing type are pixels, the number of dimensions, since we kind of want to write the code as generically as possible for later reuse, the size of the patterns, the size of the bit set, or really the number of patterns that we're going to use, and a vector type.
Oh, no, I still haven't played friggin' Cube 10th Anniversary Edition yet. No, I haven't. I mean, it's on my list of things, but there's so many things on my list. Yeah, I'll have to get around. I have to freaking find some time to play that. Yeah, yeah. Why call it that when you can just call it this?
Next up, we forward declare some structures. Our pattern, which will represent a pattern, of course. Our element, which represents a wave element, and the wave itself that will be collapsed.
Was great.
Then
Right.
we define some useful function types.
I must
the function
play
which selects
it.
the next cell to collapse in a
That's how I
wave,
got
the
around
function
to it.
which collapses a cell or picks its pattern, and then finally a simple callback function. This will be used to make visualizations while the wave is being collapsed. Then we can define the pattern struct, which is give it a unique ID, the frequency with which it's found in the source data, the value or literal pixel value that the pattern has, and then the data around the pattern in the source data, which is used to compute whether or not a pattern can be adjacent to another pattern, and then a bit set of the IDs of valid patterns on every other side of this pattern, which is just used for speeding up the propagation process. With our pattern struct defined and some hastily implemented comparison and hash operators, we can get to the WFC struct itself, or the parameters for the actual wave function collapse.
Yeah. I do know that there
Starting out, we have our
like a whole element of it was to like try and bring the original cube up to sort of the standards that they had, or at least similar standards they had for Cube 2, because Cube 2 was so vastly like different graphically. So I can understand if they like started to remake this visual design, just also remake the puzzles themselves. I can get that. I can understand that.
Put data and all possible patterns for each pixel.
We shouldn't watch
by those
all the
functions
details of this.
Earlier. Then a bit set representing a mask of the pattern IDs actually used, a random
long.
generator, flags for extra parameters, and that propagation function that collapsed, which makes it easier to convert them back into
He's literally going through all of the code. Which, you know, it's interesting, but...
After defining the initialization routines for each element, we go on. Then we have our entire wave function collapse algorithm ready to go.
Yeah.
This is
the dark puzzles, yes.
That I wrote this code. And
it's funny when you mentioned remade half the puzzles, my brain, that was where my brain went to, is all those, like, the puzzles in, like, the deep dark sections where, like, there's just a lot of, like, white cube sections that were just like shadowed, and then they had like have like a little bit of light in a lower section of the map, and there's all this like I just remember a lot of broken stuff in those dark pits, and it was like kind of ominous, but it was very strange. That's a game with RTX reflections that runs on 200 FPS. Right, yeah.
This is kind of a carbon copy of what I have existing in my code base. So on top of that, for the specific purposes of this video and because it looks cool, I used SDL to make a really quick visualizer which created those visualizations that you saw earlier in the video. This is where that propagation callback from earlier came in handy, for those of you wondering.
Right.
So with the whole algorithm implemented and working, you're probably wondering, how does this actually look in practice as a level generator? Well, I really quickly drew this sample level map, so let's slap that into our new souped up level generator, including wave function collapse, and to see how it looks. Well, it looks about like we took one of those images that we generated and then we applied it very roughly to the level generator. Nothing different than what we expected, but this level generator will really shine when there are actually more restrictions that need to be introduced from different gameplay elements and more different types of levels. Basically a good jumping off point for us with a cool algorithm behind it. A different approach to some random levels. Wave function collapse and level generation implemented. It's also been about 2 months since I last posted a video about the game, so let's go through a quick lightning round for everything else that's changed since my last video. First change, as you saw in the level generation demo, is the tiles which are blocking the player are now turned transparent. This is just to make sure that the player can always be seen even if they go behind a wall. This was easier said than done though. The solution involves getting a mask of the player entity's bounding box and then casting rays through the world into that box to see which tiles they are. It's still relatively primitive, but it works after a lot of trial and error with different strategies, and the player can always be seen now at least. The second and largest change / refactor is that I decided to abandon the entity component system architecture in favor of a more traditional object-oriented approach to entities. Basically, as I was trying to implement more entities, I found that ECS hurt more than it helped in terms of code complexity, so I used a few days to refactor a very large portion of the code base, and I haven't really looked back since.
Devlog games actually get finished.
With the refactor done though, this means I could get...
There's a bunch of games that I remember seeing stuff like this for, and Yeah, I've never seen them come out. Maybe they did come out, but I just never saw them come out. Maybe they're too indie for me to see without like searching for them.
Give our robot botanists some new toys to play with, and by toys I mean plants, of course, those being the daisy and sunflower that you can see here.
That's the thing, is that
I
think that is a huge difference between a lot of developers. Is that a lot of developers, I mean, I was like that as well for a while. Like, I was more interested in developing like mechanics or like fucking around with code, technical aspects, than I was actually in like making a full product that I would release. I think that is a thing. It's like there's a lot of people who want to get into game development or software development generally, I suppose, who are very technically minded, but that's actually like that's almost a problem, because they get so fixated on the technical stuff that they never get round to actually releasing something that's usable by an end user. Because you can do all the most like technical shit in the world in the back end, but if you don't have something that is understandable or usable by an end user, your product isn't useful. Your product needs to be usable. So it's any graphics programmers, man. All these videos online of cool graphics featured, but nobody can use it. Yeah. Like, you can make the most amazing like graphics overhaul for an engine, but if no one is able to use that graphics overhaul because you're the only one who understands the technical aspects of it, and you don't have any way of making it usable by another person, by an end user, then what the hell's the point? It's no point in developing it. Yeah, no, there was a period of time where like I just had project after project after project after project that was just like me programming something technical with nothing in mind beyond the technical like programming test. And so yeah, naturally all those programming tests they've just been thrown into the bin of of the endless projects folders that I've had in the past. I always feels like it's such a waste when I see people doing stuff like that. It's like rather than go pure technical, try and think from a bigger picture view of your game or of whatever you're working on, and try and see if you can find a way to make it into something that you might think is actually fun or usable or playable or whatever. And if you can't, maybe you gotta think of a different project. If you can, then great, and work on it and continue it. On a scale from 1 to 10, how difficult would it be to add code to make an enemy NPC walk over to a sound? Oh, you mean in Source? Nothing wrong with experimenting. Yeah, sure. Yeah. If you're already on the second rewrite of your engine, be honest with yourself. Yeah, that's true. To be fair, I've never bothered to make my own engine. Actually, that's not entirely true. I did make my own engine for a 2D thing I was working on, but that was early days of uni programming, and I was in over my head because I got like, maybe 10% of the way into an engine, and I was like, this is a bit more complicated than I thought it was going to be. Yeah, every programmer has attempted to make an engine at some point. But I like to believe that in my case, I saw my limitations early and understood that I should cut my losses and try alternative approaches to my projects. How badly you want to stream 24/7? No, I can't stream 24/7 today. In fact, I have about half an hour left that I can stream. So we should keep going.
To work on a very important gameplay element, this glowing shrine here based on the player model. More on that in the next video though.
Yeah.
And for some of the smaller changes, specular reflections are now defined according to a texture, not a fixed value for each mesh. Items sparkle now when dropped so they can be seen better. Grass now has a bunch of 3D extras on top of it, rendering beautifully quickly due to an ultra-fast mesh instancer that I wrote. In this frame alone, there are about 1,000 extra meshes with 100 indices each, and the performance impact is negligible. And finally, I started experimenting with adding water.
Welcome back, Gemster.
And well, that's about all the change since last time. Now that the base level generator is in, I'm looking forward to making some more gameplay content for the game and getting into real...
Yeah. Anyway, let's move on. Honestly, when it comes to making like a sound-based trigger for something, for a monster, for an enemy, I would probably fake it. Fake it in the sense that just take scenarios where you think a sound will be being made and check if the enemy is within a range of that sound, of that event, of that what theoretically would be a sound. I would probably just fake it. It's just a lot easier than trying to make like a sound system. All I'd want to do is just have like all I would do if I was to make an enemy that hears you, in Unity. I don't know about Source because I've never really worked with like the proper source code source, but just if I'm game development generally, I don't actually know. But yeah, like the way I would do it is just basically have a sphere around the enemy that is just like that's just testing to see whether or not like the player is within that sphere. It's a virtual sphere. It's testing whether or not the player or if you wanted to react to thrown stuff, don't listen to him. You have code. If you wanted to react to like thrown items and stuff like that, it's a little bit more complicated, yeah. But yeah, I guess I didn't think about it. You could do it in the hammer. And Dylan's like, no, don't do it in hammer, do it in code. But yeah, probably the lazy way that I would do it is just having some sort of sphere around the player, around the enemy. I'm not talking about Source. I'm talking about just generally in game development. Have some kind of sphere that basically, while an object is within the sphere, if a play sound is ever triggered, it would like put up a little flag to say a play sound played here, and if that object, when that play sound event is like popped up, and that object is within the sphere, stupid idea, it's within the sphere, it would cause the character to have like last known location stuff updated. Modify the closed caption system to trigger stuff. I'm imagining a scenario where you want to be able to throw a can down like a path, and your monster will like run to that path to chase after what it thinks is an enemy or a player or whatever. And so yeah, in Unity you have like you have to make anything make a sound. It has to have a play sound. It has to have an audio component, and it has to be able to play sound. So I would just attach something that checks for play sounds, basically, within that sphere of influence. If a sound has a caption, it triggers NPC hearing stuff. That's the thing. The thing is that Half-Life 2 does have, like, sound-based, like, hearing stuff, doesn't it? I know Half-Life 1 does. It's really rudimentary, but there is like sound-based like enemy triggering. It's like if you're near enemies, but you're not in eyesight, and they don't know you're there, and you fire your gun, the enemies become aware of you. So there is some already built-in sound detection system. Yeah. Do they not? Am I mistaken? I thought they investigated sounds. Anyway. Oh, hey, Dr. Kitten. Welcome to the stream. In another engine, I'd write a custom sound emitter thing that you can use to play sounds NPCs should listen to. If you've got a special code path for those sounds, you just send a message to NPCs. Well, exactly. That's what I'm saying. That's what I was meaning when I was talking about saying what I was saying before. Like, the play sound in Unity. To have anything make a sound, it has to be an audio source. It has to have the audio source component. So I would make a script that's built on top of the audio component, the audio source component, that basically flags anything that can hear sounds. It would, well, there'd be checks to see if it's inside an audio sphere, like some kind of hearing sphere of another creature, another object, or another creature, whatever. And anytime the audio source is triggered, it would also flag the hearing code, and then whatever object has that hearing code attached to it will react in a specific way related to whatever it is attached to. Yeah, that's the thing. Is like when you're dealing with that's the thing with the source engine is it's because it's got the client side, server side stuff. So sometimes, as you pointed out earlier, sometimes things are played client side, and some things but then for like enemy stuff, you kind of need it to be for a lot of stuff you need it to be server side. So for it to send that information, you need it to be server side. Or you need to be able to transfer it to server side. Send a message to server saying that the sound was emitted from somewhere. Best engine. Best engine. 2023. This conversation is so engrossing, I want to know how we got here. Well, one of our beloved members of this community, Zach, is working on a source mod, which let's just say Zach is asking if there was a way in source to make an enemy hear sounds being made by the player or being made by something, and for it to go and investigate those sounds. And we're basically just talking about, in that context, talking about sounds being emitted in games in different engines. Emit sound to server side, so probably add a game event to that. Right, yeah. 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 It's probably easier than it's probably easier than I'm making it out to be, and it probably is easier than again, because there is already functions that work similarly. There should probably be a small job to tweak it. Right, yeah. Yeah. Anyway, let's keep moving, because I haven't got much time left. What's this? Nether Nap. Oh, it's a stick fight thing. It'll make nice and clean to configure directly in the sound script, whether it should trigger NPC ears. Right. Yeah. I haven't looked closely at how different elements of different elements of the source engine, whether they're client or server side. I haven't really checked closely. Oh my god. He's trying to save him from his own death. We are observing intentional game design. Yeah. Yeah. Oopsies. I always did find it strange that, I mean, I get it. They wanted the Nether to be like, ooh, spooky and not work the same. But the fact that they then later on added the anchor, what the hell's it called? The spawn anchor, to the Nether. It's like, why? Yeah, let's just say the bed exploding in the Nether is something that they would never do these days. Like, it's there's so many like elements of Minecraft that are so well known nowadays because of their old inclusion that just would never happen in modern Minecraft. They would just never do it that way. Your laptop's completely broken, burnt? Oh no! What happened? Yeah, respawn anchor, that's it. Spawn anchor, respawn anchor. Close enough. But thank you, I appreciate it. Also, Fromg. What is this?
Blowing on his trumpet like a mariachi band. Got his knees going weak, yeah, that boy can barely stand.
That's probably copyright. This is probably copyrighted music. I've probably just been claimed. Yeah. I guess dying and respawn. Well, actually, no, it makes sense. In Minecraft, when you die and you respawn, you regain all your food bar and health bar. Makes sense. You die and respawn, you regain your tiredness. I'm just gonna mute the audio. Yeah. I think so. I think there's not much after this. So yeah, you could post something. Yep. Just dancing in front of a frog or fromg. This is so weird.
Pushy.
Okay. Such a weird video. Fromg. Yeah, I was gonna say, as I kind of suspected, there's only one thing been posted after this, so yeah, if you post anything now, I'll see it immediately.
The way that leveling up in Minecraft works is that it takes progressively more and more EXP to get to the next level. That's why, folks, there's very little reason to ever go too far past level 30. For one, like we said, a lot of that new XP is getting wasted the higher and higher that you're going. But it also means that after you die, you could lose all of those levels for nothing. And since Minecraft anvils have a level limit, then it seems like even Mojang doesn't want you to go too high over that cap. Just hit level 30 and cash out. The way that leveling up in Minecraft works is that it takes...
I don't like the way that levels work in Minecraft, honestly. The level system in Minecraft, as well as enchanting and anvils and stuff like that, all that stuff needs reworking. Yeah, I also funny you mentioned that, Jamster. I also like was taken aback briefly when he said EXP instead of just XP. I was like, ugh, no one calls it EXP. Only in certain games do you call it EXP. Minecraft, it's just XP. It should just be XP. Calling it EXP is weird. Yeah, the too expensive limit is bullshit in my opinion. There should never be anything that's too expensive. Yeah, agreed. When it comes to repairing items, like that's the thing is people talk about Windows EXP. Brilliant. Yeah, no, because mending exists, like people keep saying, "Oh, mending's broken. They should fix mending. Mending's too powerful. It should be harder to get mending or whatever." I say go the opposite. The fact that mending exists and it's not too difficult, enchantment XP. Yeah. The fact that mending exists and everyone puts mending on everything. Well, everything they can put it on, they'll put it on. Because of that fact, repairing tools shouldn't increase in cost. Yeah, it should cost one of the material that's a relevant material, and it should cost a certain amount of XP or a certain amount of resources. I would say they don't even need to make it XP. They could just change it to be another resource. So you use, like, let's say to repair a tool, you have to use, like, let's say it's an iron tool, you use an iron ingot, and then, like, maybe if it's enchanted, you use lapis as the resource cost to repair your tool. If it's not enchanted, you use, like, gunpowder or something, or some material that makes more sense. Not gunpowder, it doesn't really make sense. But you use materials that are kind of more logical to actually repairing the tool. And then when it comes to enchanting in the first place, maybe that uses XP or something. But again, I think putting an enchantment on an item should always have a linear standard cost. And there should be no enchantment that takes 40 levels to add to something. That should never be a thing. Yeah. Yeah. No, I think the way that they've changed it, honestly, where it's like, in order to get mending now, you have to get a swamp. Well, what they're seemingly planning to change the villagers, where it's like only the swamp villager librarian has mending. I actually don't mind it in that context, because to get that mending book actually requires quite a bit of effort in that context. It's a lot more than than just there's a lot more effort to do that than it is to than it is currently. Like, currently you just villager cycle until you get mending. And I've always hated villager cycling, the job cycling. It's just such a pain in the neck. It's such a terrible bad mechanic that is, like, so not fun to do. And it's tedious, and it feels required if you want to get the right enchantments. I much prefer the way less random way that they're planning to go with those kind of enchantments and stuff like that. And having the enchantment be, like, difficult to obtain because it's difficult to get a swamp villager, basically. I don't mind that. Right. I don't mind that direction, because I like explorations in games, so I like exploration being like a major element. But the thing is to get the mending enchantment in that context, exploration isn't the only thing you need. You need the knowledge and the willpower to, like, get a village to, because you have to basically set up your own village in a swamp biome. I don't want to constantly run around tens of thousands of blocks, especially on... True. No, you're right in that context. Yeah, no, I agree with that. I agree with that idea. Where it's... that is an issue. That is, like, a core fundamental issue with the way that Minecraft works, just inherently. But what I'll say is, yeah, I'm fine with exploration to a point. I also, though, I'm someone who likes the fact that most things are farmable. I wish there were more things that were farmable. Forcing a single kind of playstyle and you're not locked into that progression. Yeah. I personally, I like going and finding stuff, but I also wish there were more things. The more and more they add ways to farm items, like basically make items no longer mandatory to search for, I prefer that too. If you're willing to go out of your way to build some crazy structure so that you can get an infinite source of a material, even if it's super slow, still an infinite source of a material, I am all for that. Like, for instance, building a drowned farm. We talked about that earlier in the stream. Building a drowned farm so that you can get infinite tridents. Or infinite copper, or infinite whatever material you care for. You can't repair items in any other way, so now all of us need to do that swamp crab. Yeah, it just kills a lot of other playstyles. Yes, but that's what I was saying before is like, I'm fine with them making the librarians in different biomes have different purchases. I'm fine with them doing that and making it harder to get certain enchantments. I'm fine with them doing that in the context that they completely restructured the way that enchantments and like anvils and repairing works. Yeah. Right, I see what you mean. Yeah. No, I'm fine with you just be able to get a master librarian in a swamp and get your mending book and purchase multiple mending books from him. But that needs to come with the trade-off that, because of that fact, because that, like, a swamp librarian at master level is something that very rarely anyone will ever come across. Like, I think of it from, like, the standard player's perspective. A regular player will almost never do that. Will almost never come across that. They've made mending extremely rare by doing that. For anyone who knows that works and is willing to go to the effort to do it, then mending is, like, sort of mediumly rare. Because you can guarantee, if you have a librarian in a swamp, that you will get mending from him if you get him to master level. But the fact that they make it like that, so that means that for a long period of time you just don't have access to mending. Cool. Because the fact that it means that most people are gonna have a long time before they get mending for their readily available. They need to fundamentally change the way that repairing and anvils work, but also because of a lot of the other changes to enchantments, like you just can't get, like, let's say sharpness 5. Sharpness 5 just doesn't exist in villager training. So the way I see it is to get sharpness 5, you have to merge 2 sharpness 2 or 3 1.22 rebalancing update. I really hope they do something like that, because if you want to get a sharpness 5 book to put on a weapon, you're gonna have to combine 2 sharpness 2. Is sharpness 2 the highest one you can buy? I forget if it's sharpness 2 or sharpness 3. That's the highest sharpness you can get. I have a funny feeling it's sharpness 2. So you have to combine 2 sharpness 2s to get a sharpness 3, then 2 more sharpness 2s to get another sharpness 3, then combine those 2 sharpness 3s to get a sharpness 4, and then you have to do all of that again to get another sharpness 4, combine them to get a sharpness 5. But by the time you get to the sharpness 5, like, you'll get the message, too expensive. So I think that a much more linear method of adding cost, could craft it with fire items, it would be great. Right. Yeah, I mean, chainmail, I'm all for side grades and upgrades across the range of different armors and weapons and stuff like that. I've always kind of hated the fact that it's so linear. Like, they added gold, but gold is useless, so you may as well ignore gold. It's not useless, but it's extremely situational. So you end up just going, you get wood very briefly. You get wood just to get 3 stone to then throw it away, get your stone, then you get your iron, then you get your diamond, and then you get your netherite or whatever. And that's it. You're done. You're done with, like, leveling up your tools. When they added armor trims, I was like, please let the trims do something other than visual. because suddenly there was like a way to side grade stuff and get more variation. But no, the trims do nothing. The trims are, for me, a more interesting version of enchantments. I really wish that the trims did something like enchantments do, where let's say you have the tide pattern might give you some like water-based benefit, but then also using redstone gives you some like I don't know, electricity or energy-based benefit, or combining like having gold snout trim or something like that. It's like you get some crazy like nether / piglin based boost to your armor. They could have done so much cool shit with the armor trims, but they entirely visual. Yeah, I agree. I think having lapis for everything kind of boring. That it needs a entire rebalance and restructure, in my opinion. Yes, exactly. Like, I'm okay with RNG, but I would like them to greatly reduce the RNG when it comes to enchantments and stuff like. I mean, they're doing it with the villagers, thankfully. They're greatly reducing the RNG with villagers, but they need to do it. They desperately need to do it with enchanting, because the enchanting system as it currently works, like the enchantment table as it currently works, sucks. I've always hated it. I remember when it used to not even tell you what you were gonna get, where it was just 100% gambling. You just like put a pickaxe on an enchantment table and it's like, roll the dice. and then when you chose a level 3 enchantment, it used 30 levels. RNG for gathering resources is fine. Yeah. RNG for crafting kind of sucks. Yeah. Agreed. It feels bad because, yes, you put all this time and energy into gathering the resources for it, and then it just doesn't pay out because of RNG. It really sucks. Oh, headphone warning. Indian cinema reaction, spoilers for RRR. Oh, I've heard of RRR. RRR. It's music, but you can't hear it from the crowd. Right, okay. I will put my audio down slightly. Oh my god. Imagine you get a random amount of durability on tools. Yeah, that'd suck. I live my life by rolling the dice. Yeah, you like craft a diamond pick and it comes with like 5 durability because it's completely random durability. I'd be so upset. Oh, hey! RNG, welcome to the stream, Mark. Crafting was so good. Which is imagine spending hours trying to find diamonds for armor, then waste all 30 levels on a shit enchantment. Oh, I love it. Just the best mechanic. Oh, sucks. Yeah, you spend 30 freaking levels on an enchantment and you get like you get Unbreaking 1 on your They are crazy, like what the hell? But then again, I heard that this movie was like the Indian equivalent of like fan service, the movie, where it's like all their favorite actors and actresses all in like a movie together, and it's like dancing, it's music, it's like, yeah, it's like it's an experience more than it is a movie. Yeah, I watched a Bollywood film in the theater, and they just screamed when a new character gets introduced. Yeah. RRR. There's a movie there's like a film YouTuber that does film related content on YouTube that I watch called Patrick H. Willems, and he kept like spouting the praises of this movie. He said like, this is an amazing movie. And he actually might have even put it as like film of the year for the year that it came out, because it's just such an experience, such an amazing movie. So I think it's one of the... Yeah. We just don't really see these kind of movies because they're Bollywood films, so or wherever. I know there's Bollywood and there's like, is it Tollywood? There's another Indian production company that they refer to with a different name, but it's Indian films. We don't tend to get them in the Western world. So I don't think this came out in theaters here, but yeah, it's on Netflix. Oh, okay. Recommend watching with a group of friends and maybe some alcohol. Right? Yeah. Getting a little bit loosened up and then watching this with some friends. Yeah. Yeah, I've never been to a movie where everyone's actually like performing as part of the watching experience. I've never been to a movie where people were screaming like this. But I've heard that's what apparently the Taylor Swift thing was a bit like that. And back in the day, I'd always heard about it, but I've never experienced going to a Rocky Horror Picture Show re-screening. Whenever Rocky Horror Picture Show gets like re-aired in cinemas, people will go like dressed up as the characters and like sing all the songs and dance along to all the dance routines. And I love Rocky Horror Picture Show, but I've never seen it with a crowd like that. It'd be really cool to to do that. But yeah, the movie I watched, they turned the volume all the way up. I always complain about how quiet cinemas are, but wow, yeah. I mean, that would be amazing. That would be like an amazing experience to just have like a wild, loud, like just a crazy movie experience. That's the thing, is like when it's like planned for and when it's like part of the movie experience, you could, when it's not like irritating other people, I'm all for like having just a crazy movie experience like that. So 10 years later, when Rorius has 10k subs or more, we should throw a party like this large and dance. Oh my god, that'd be amazing. Zach and Fireboy having a dance off. One of my coworkers went to the horror picture show. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I wish I'd been to one, because I love that. I want to say movie, but it's like a stage play. It's a movie. It's an experience. Hollywood is so shit nowadays. I found my new love in Indian cinema. Fair enough. I was gonna say Patrick H. Willems as well. That same YouTuber I was talking about has done an episode talking about what he's referred to. He's very dramatically referred to it as the death of cinema, because like the idea of the death of cinema is an idea that's existed for decades. Like, it's existed ever since like the 50s or 60s. Someone or other has always said, we're going through the death of cinema because of one reason or another. But his current concerns are basically the shit that has happened in Hollywood. Like stuff, actually creative works of art when it comes to cinema just are not being made anymore because of profit reasons. No, I haven't seen Spider-Verse 2 yet. No. Did that finally actually come out? I heard it was delayed a bunch. It might have actually come out now. That's another movie I gotta see. I gotta go see. Watch it. Yeah, I've seen the first movie, so I really have to get around to watching the second one. If it's still in cinemas, I gotta. Is it still in cinemas? They use Blender for parts of it. Oh, Spider-Verse 2. That's what it's called. I was like, what is it actually called? I forget. Across the Spider-Verse. That's what it's called. When did it come out? Ah, it came out in June. So I thought it got delayed, but I must have been watching old videos. Shit, I gotta watch it. Wait, do they have it on Netflix? No, I didn't think so. Freaking lying. I hate how Netflix lies to you about stuff being on. It always comes up with like the movie you were looking for, Netflix, and then you go to it and it's full of shit. They talked about it at the Blender conference recently. Oh, not gonna send it in. Watch it. Yeah, okay, I will. Yeah, it seems to be region locked. It's not on Netflix in our region. I mean, I'll try again. 1 second. I just followed a Google link. It might be Disney Plus. Yeah. Let's have a look. Come on. Spider-Verse. Yeah. Into the Spider-Verse is there, but not the latest one. Yeah, Across the Spider-Verse isn't there. Into the Spider-Verse is, but Across the Spider-Verse is not. Sorry. Scrolling around Netflix, it's just randomly showing clips. Yeah, unfortunately. But yeah, maybe Disney Plus. Although Into the Spider-Verse is Sony, isn't it? Into the Spider-Verse is a Sony production, so it won't be on Disney Plus. Oh, I'm not logged into Disney Plus. Shit. Oh well. I'll find a way. Don't worry. I will find a way. Use code Stefan for 0% off. Open Netflix and it's right on the homepage. Right. Yeah. Because that's the thing is that while Disney owns like Marvel and owns a lot of that stuff, Sony still owns Spider-Man. So Spider-Man existing in Disney films is because Sony and Disney came to an agreement about licensing. Sony still owns Spider-Man, and so Sony, the Into the Spider-Verse and Across the Spider-Verse are Sony productions, so they were unlikely to go on Disney Plus. Yeah. But anyway, that'll have to do it for today. I've got to go do some things. I've got life things I got to do, so I got to end the stream a little bit early, which is fine. We've reached the end of the stream content anyway. They put it back and forth at least 5 times now, I swear. Yeah. I also hate streaming. That's another thing I could rant on about for ages. Yeah, I prefer MKV. I also prefer MKV. Acquiring videos. Yeah. The mini rant, just for the end of the stream. I hate what has become of, like, streaming systems and the fact that because everything's streamed nowadays, there are plenty of films that don't fit neatly into a streaming service. Especially here in New Zealand, where, the rights are different. Netflix is different in every friggin' region. Because of the way that streaming services work, firstly, a film goes out. If a film may or may not go out into a cinema, it airs for a short-ish amount of time, and then it goes into it no longer gets filmed. It's shown in theaters, and ideally, it's supposed to go onto a streaming service. like Netflix or Disney Plus or HBO Max or one of those many services. And then, but then, in a region like ours, in a region like New Zealand, sometimes the rights the studio just didn't bother to do the rights for New Zealand and Australia. And so, like, I don't think we even have access to HBO Max, or it's just called Max now. So anything that gets put on Max, we just don't have access to. Anything they just didn't bother to do the rights for our region, we just can't stream it. And because of the fact that everything is streamed, no one bothers to release things on physical media anymore. So there are some movies that there's literally no way for me to legally access anymore. There are movies that came out like just a few years ago that I legitimately have no legal method of accessing. So if I want to watch those movies, I have to download them illegally. I have to pirate them. Star Wars original version. Yeah. Like I'm an old man. I love my physical media. I love buying Blu-rays or box sets or whatever. But they just don't make them anymore for a lot of movies or a lot of stuff. There's just no way for me to access it unless I pirate it. So yeah, I hate that. I'm an archivist type. I'm a hoarder. So seeing stuff like falling away and just disappearing into the void, into the annals of time, like freaks me out. Still got your physical copy of the Orange Box? Oh, I'm so jealous. I was such a fool back in the day when I got the Orange Box on PS3. There was one of the stores we could buy games from had a promotion that was like if you return 3 old games, you can get a brand new game for free. And so I guess because I had bought the Orange Box on PC by that point, on Steam, digital copy on Steam. Do I actually? Actually, I might have the PC copy. Never mind. I might have a PC copy of the Orange Box, now that I think about it. But the PS3 copy I had before, we've lost it because of that. We traded it for a different game, and now I just don't have it anymore, which sucks. Yeah. I like it when things continue to exist. That literally happened to you with Spider-Verse. I watched it on one day and the next day it was gone. Oh, that upsets me so much. I find that so deeply upsetting. Like, you pay for a service like Netflix, but then they can just, like, a movie will just disappear and reappear at random on your service. That's not reliable. That's not a reliable service. I hate that. Yeah. Anyway, I gotta get going. So, thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you so much for joining me on the stream and for posting stuff in the Reddit. I should be able to stream the next 2 days, so I'll be fingers crossed nothing comes up, gets in the way. I should be streaming tomorrow and the day after. Thank you guys so much for joining me, and I'll catch you in the next one. I never shouted out the fuck. Shit. Before I go, I have to shout out the members. The members paid for it. I have to do it. The Royal Maximilians. So, thank you to Jonas for 40 months of Royal Maximilian. Core Gamer for 37 months of Royal Maximilian. King of Fools for 31 months of Royal Maximilian. Rocky for 25 months of Royal Maximilian. Orangey for 23 months of Royal Maximilian. Tiana with 41 months of Royal Maximilian. Thank you to all my members, but especially the Royal Maximilian people. Appreciate it. Gonna let's play my mod when it comes out. I will. Whenever you guys eventually get it out, get your mod out, I will play it. It'll probably be a stream, though, rather than the videos. But, yeah. Oh, okay. Oh, shit. It's further along than I thought. Yeah, like, let me know if I don't see it, like, happen. If I don't, like, if I somehow miss that it's been released, like, just flick me a DM and I'll get to it as soon as I can. So I like to play those, like, I like to play your guys' stuff as soon as I can, usually. I know I've got something of Zach's I want to play, but unfortunately I know that it's going to be a little bit short, so I can't really stream it. I could do a video, perhaps, but I don't really do videos these days, so yeah. Anyway, I gotta run. I'm actually late. So yeah. Let me know when you release it. I'll play it as soon as I can. And yeah, Zach, it's lined up. I've got something else you sent me, I think, as well, that I'm gonna probably play alongside it. And I'm just gonna gather a couple more things, and unless there's a day where I can only stream really short, in which case I'll just do it by itself. But yeah. Anyway, see you guys. Have a good rest of your night or day. Bye.